we're going to cut over early. Mistimed that. I think I was 20 seconds off on my countdown, but it don't matter. I'm not going to be beholden to a countdown climber. Countdown something or other. How's everybody doing? It is December, what is it, 14th? Oh my God. December 14th. I better start buying some presents. Oh boy. Well, gotta get on it, Santa. Gotta get something. Oh, what's happening here? Did I hit that? There we go. That was me. The timer went out and it wanted to flip. We're going to bring John on in a second. I hope everybody's having a great holiday thingy. We're going to go through a couple things tonight. I'm going to try some different things. Nothing glorious. Trying to build out a show segmentation-y thing like that. Here we go. I don't know what that is all about, but John's making me do it. I want to say hi to a couple people real quick. I saw Pleb hanging around. He's got the popcorn handy. I love it. What would we do without Roxanne already here? I don't know. What is it, like 6 in the morning there? Hello. Steve, aloha, my friend. Steve, if you don't know, is in Hawaii. And he works on people's plumbings, make sure they got things going on. And looks like he's out again tonight working. And he's going to take John and I out with him. And so that's kind of cool. And here comes Aaron, talking to the ladies like he does with that sexy little... He's got that little accent going on. He's not fooling anybody. He's probably from Kenosha, Wisconsin. He's faking it. Yeah, he's got that Kenosha, Wisconsin. Hey, we're going to get caught up. Be patient. I am going to show you a couple things. We're going to talk a little bit. We're going to keep this show tight tonight because I want to get John to bed. I want to get you to bed. We need to be all fresh for the holidays. So let me go grab our good friend John, see what's up with him, and then we'll get moving on with the show. So, John, make sure you have your sound down. Oh, no, sorry, John. You know. Oh, of course. Here we go.
Man, it's cold here today.
Is anybody... I'm done with you. I'm coming back. So. Wow, look at this.
Chilly, but,
look at this guy
I'm
right here.
Okay.
John, I know you're out doing your remote tonight. The remote broadcast. I really appreciate you taking one for the team. And
I got my coffee, don't worry.
So I see you shot down the floor. Oh, your hat blew off. That's trouble. It came back.
I got it.
It went around the planet, and it came right back and came onto your head. So that's kind of cool.
It jumped.
I jumped.
Yeah, the wind blew it back on.
I feel so bad sitting in the warm studio while you're out there. That's a bad storm, buddy. Let me get. Wait, hang on a second. I'm going to figure out how to work my stuff here a second. There we go. John Ryan out there in Alaska doing his business.
Oh,
dude, are you okay
it's so
out there?
cold.
I'm coming back.
Yeah.
I feel bad for you. I really do. I felt like, you're making me cold, man. That looks like a real good snowstorm there. I don't even know what to say to that. It's actually really great graphics. And I knowing you,
my audio coming through?
Your audio's coming through, which is amazing because I'm sure your mic is really wet and packed on with snow. Now, my question to you:
wanted to make sure if it was.
Have you run into any, like, I don't know, moose or abominable snowmen, polar bears?
Not yet. I mean,
penguins?
I'm just trying to make it through here. If I can warm up, I'm sure when Brian comes in, he'll see my shirt and he'll appreciate my shirt here.
I bet he will.
So, you know.
Hi to all you good people
How's
from our
everybody doing?
They're doing well. I think they're warmer than you, which is always good. All right, so I'm getting yelled at for this. We need to fade into the intro. Okay, fine. I'll fade it in next time. Sorry for that. That might have came out a little loud. I probably did. I apologize. I'll do a little ramp up next time for all of you, and I'll double check that volume too. But you know what? I mean, I want to make sure you guys are awake. But I am sorry. I know that's not. You don't want to hurt ears. There are some Easter eggs in the thumbnail. There are, if you look closely. Good on catching that, Roxanne. I knew you would.
Really?
Not really, not a lot, but you know, there's some things going on here. I'm gonna get down here and get caught up with some people quick. And you jump. I know if you get cold, there's an igloo close by. You can.
Okay, thank you.
It is Scrooge. I don't know. Maybe she's talking about me for all I know. I really don't even know at this point.
Hi, Tracy.
Moral to the story: you have no stamina. Again, that's got to be me. It's on I have no idea what's happening in this chat. I can't. Where's your coat?
Hat, probably.
Yeah, I mean, you're like me. We live in areas where we would go out and 20 degrees with snow all the time. Go to the store with shorts on. I mean,
Yeah,
we
this
do.
is nothing. I'm maybe getting a little cold now. I've been out here for like 45 minutes.
You know what you should do is do some jumping jacks or hug a penguin.
I
Or
should.
You could do that. That would be cool if you could hug one.
Maybe warm up a little.
I mean, what I like is how this thing really does make you almost look like you're turning blue. I almost feel like,
it.
yeah, like you've been locked in a locker room. Yeah. So, Abels wants you to, hi, Abels, wants you to put a jacket on. We're all expecting 60-mile-an-hour winds tomorrow, which is never fun. I mean, your wind looks pretty good there, but I'd say you're only in that 10 to 12 miles per hour. You don't have a lot of gusts going on. You're fine. You are Siberia ready, though, friend.
Yeah, I feel okay.
Diamond Darren, how you doing? I mean, you're in Canada, so this is pretty much your July. But he says I grabbed a snap camera the other day as well. Oh, it does look chilly. I'm not gonna lie. That is one of the best overlays. It really looks good. I mean, even when your hat blew off and came back on, I thought, Nick, what's up? We're right now.
I caught it.
It's
What's
not.
up?
It's not John's temp. Okay, his temp. We're gonna see how long it takes for John. Oh, okay. Well, we had a break in the weather.
Oh, good. Slow it down a little bit.
This looks more like gravity just left the earth and things are just floating around. Yeah, there you little like what was that movie? Interstellar. Little McConaughey Interstellar action right here. That's hilarious. Oh, look at Miss B. How you doing? Good to see you. I hope your holidays are going great. John is doing his John thing and we're loving it. Nick, we don't know what's going on with him. We don't have no idea. It's not fake. Don't say that. He's fine though. He's doing okay. Oh God. I guess Shay's here. Maybe somewhere. I must have missed her. If I did. Oh yeah. No, I did miss her. MD. I caught Tracy and Shay the other night. That was a very interesting stream with some very interesting topic. I don't know. I got to go back and see if they actually left the stream up because there was a threat to take it down before it was finished. But I enjoyed myself.
Those two together are like firecrackers, right? It's like a holiday.
They're like a wine glass and a wine bottle. I say that with love. They go well together.
Tommy's the
he's the cork. He's the cork. They pop him. He's got one job, and then they pull him out, and then they sniff him. I don't know why.
Sniff him. It's weird.
And then, I know. And then they put them in a bottle with the other corks of Tommy's. And I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. It is what it is. It's a show now. Hey, Jens, how you doing? It is.
Hi, Jens.
It's a show. Yeah, John, what about the swimsuit? Have you ever done the polar bear thing? I know in Milwaukee, I live about a mile or so from Lake Michigan, and they always do the January polar bear. Have you partaken in the polar bear? Has anybody in chat done the polar? Hell no. No, I would get sunburned even in January. That's my problem. I would go out there. It'd be 42 below. And I'd be like, still get sunburned. Look at it's just ridiculous.
I don't think I would enjoy that because it's just like, I think I could get in there, but I think that when you come out and that wind hits you till you get to that towel, it must be devastating.
Yeah, that's kind of one of those moments where people are really questioning their decision making.
The sanity.
Yeah. What did I do? Yeah, not a good idea.
No.
It is a neat effect. I think it's really cool. I'm going to actually put you on full blast for a second because I just think that's a really
full blast. I'm
putting you on full blast, bro. I think that's a real. There we go. Jeez, that is too real. That's too real.
Is Dan C here?
Did Dan do your beard before? Was Dan your beard fluffer? Did he?
This is my hipster beard.
I feel. Well, I don't know about that, but it is kind of hipster. It looks like you would do like a muscle ad as Santa Claus in June, and you're like, hey, this is Santa in June and July. I got the July body. And then you're bench pressing a bunch of elves hanging onto a bar. They're just hanging out for dear life and you're benching away.
Hey, while your wife is still listening, I want to thank her for everything that she baked. And if you guys, I want to give a little look to everyone to show some of the cookies that I got. So these are just a sample, but this is a sample of the cookies that I had gotten from Jeff. And everyone in my family has had some right now already. Then he sent me some chocolates. And he sent me a couple other things, coffee, matter of fact.
Sent you coffee?
And Thank you so much.
It was our pleasure. You've made this year so much fun, as has really Danielle and your whole family. And it's been a great ride. And I know it's the little things that we did, and I'm glad you can enjoy them. It just,
yeah, I really like them. I like them. No, I did. I like them a lot.
I think this is the rest of the show right here.
I like them a lot.
Tell me, listen, Santa Giraffe. I have a question for you, Santa Giraffe. Do you like chocolates? Is chocolate your favorite or cookie?
Chocolates.
Do you like them? Do you like them a lot?
I like them a lot.
Did your grandmother used to talk to you about chocolates, Forrest, in the giraffe
You
body?
sit on my lap and we'll talk about chocolate.
This is actually happening. This is happening. Oh my God. The best part
is what we do when we're not talking about serious stuff.
Exactly.
We talk about
this is how that goes down. I'll just keep you up there while I read a couple chats. You just keep doing your giraffe thing. Laura, how you doing? It's nice snow and nice. I'm going to catch up so we can get into that. Tracy says she'll never polar bear. Those are cool. Yeah. What's the name of your friend hanging on your top right, Jeff? Oh, this guy right here. You don't see him. Okay. I'm coming back. John, sorry to share the stage with you. You do your thing right there. This is my little drummer friend. I don't have a name for him. He's a drummer fairy, and I've had him for a long time. I think I think I may have told you guys how I owned a flower shop at one time for like 2 years. We used to sell fairies around Christmas, and we got one here that's a drum. Kept that guy. And we should come up with a name for him. So you've got any good names for my friend drummer guy over here who's hanging by a little bit of a thing? He's very nice. He's keeping me company here. And I appreciate somebody noticing that. Who noticed that?
Aaron.
Oh, that was Aaron. Of course it was Aaron. Yeah. Good catch, Aaron, on that. Jen wants to sit on your lap, Santa. Well, there we go. Okay. I mean, that's what Santa does. There's no reason that, yes, I like this. Did Miss Claus and DMX have a baby? That would be what you were looking at right there. Christopher, how you doing? Woodstock, Ontario, Canada. Hello, everyone. Oh my goodness. This is going to be a fun night. I got to get these. I don't have these, but to be honest with you, the reason they work, they are looking amazing, but the reason they work is because you're behind that character. And sometimes it just works out. Like it has to be the people that make that work.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Oh, Danielle, your wife says, Danielle says the cookies were delicious. Matthews was so excited he dug in. I'm glad he dug in. Does Matthew drink coffee yet?
He sometimes drinks some coffee. We give him a little bit, yes.
I'm not going to lie, Jen, this is also my secret wish. Maybe I could have Miss Claus sit on my lap. Would that be a thing? Is that weird? Probably not.
Creepy.
Flower shops are very cool. I think as a product, they're wonderful. And we had like an antique story kind of mixed with a high-end floral. I had my partner who was also doing the llamas at the time, was so freaking talented and could do so many things. He's an amazing watercolorist on top of it. And he's one of the just amazing creative people I know. And I was very lucky to get into it. I had a good time with that. And my wife was also a partner at the time. Go ahead.
Tell Jen you never want to sit on a snowman's face.
Well, look, I think she likes to play devil's advocate, and she may say otherwise. So, hey, to each their own. I just think it's going to be a little bit chill, but Amy, my wife says, glad you enjoyed the cookies. I'm so glad you enjoyed the cookies.
I think Dan's in here. I want him to see this.
Dan, I saw Dan down there, and
Dan, look good on me.
I told John you were his beard fluffer for the show.
Maybe I could. This is how I can get onto Dan C's show. Maybe
I had this vision of Dan before the show, just going crazy on your beard, just getting that thing all ready for the show. He's just doing it. He's like,
shaped it.
And then he's putting all the gel in there, and he's like, "You ready, friend?" That's how I got that. I hope you're okay with that, Dan. That was my acting. Yeah. No, look, Marlene's here. Thank you, Marlene. How you doing?
Hi, Mom.
Yeah, how you doing? John, it is a personal preference. So I say libertarian all the way with that. If you want a snowman yourself, I say go for it. That's what we call the frosty frosty ride, I guess. I don't know what you call that. Even better, John. Yeah, I mean, come on, he's looking
Wait,
good,
did you
right?
call it gel?
He was gonna put some gel in there or butter.
That's beard butter, bro.
Beard. Okay. You can see how much beard butter I'm going on right now. Hey, Dan, while you're here, I do need to know, is beard butter something I could use so where if I put it on, it wouldn't be so like people wouldn't get mad at you for rubbing up against them a little bit here and there because it's so sharp. I don't know. Gel, you noob. He caught me.
I know.
I know all about the beard butter and the special brush and the billion of things he talks about on his stream with all those products, all the oils and stuff, the coffee oils, the wine oils. There's so many beard products, brother. It is an amazing place.
Oh,
to
yeah.
go.
It's a big industry.
It's a huge industry.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Well, beard oil.
We're talking about beard oil for you at this stage. You know, the way he posed that comment made me feel like he's like, it's called training wheels at this stage. And that's what you get, sir. And
he's like, you've watched enough of my streams.
I have.
How dare you?
I know. I feel really bad because I know all about the butter. I know the talks between hard water and salt water, and the hard water making it stiffer and the salt.
Right.
Dude, I'm paying attention. Okay, I'm paying attention on those giveaways. I'm paying attention as you go to 5,200 views a night.
Right. And then just don't forget, use Dan C for 30% off, bro.
That's true. Absolutely. I mean, if anybody here does have beards or you're with someone who has beards and you are looking for beard products, head over to our good friend Dan C Beard. I mean, he's not going to BS you. And what that means is bullshit. And he's going to lead you with some great products and check out those discounts over there. But he's got a crazy community. I love his community. I had so much fun the other night with it. Jen says hard water makes it stiffer. Yep. Nice tip. Very well said, Jen.
She's talking about beards?
Yes, absolutely. For the kids out there. No, she's not. She's talking about your corn on the cob thing.
Cold water makes it
Annie,
stiffer.
how you doing, Annie? I hope it's warmer by you. Because John is, I don't know if Annie was here when you were in the snow. We brought you in, but
it's freezing.
It was terrible, man. It's terrible. It was terrible. So how you do? I mean, how's your week? I mean, clearly we have just left the barn, you and I. We are really not in we had all these plans for the end of the year. And I think at this point, we're just coasting at this point, right?
So I told you I moved into this house just like, a little while ago, right? It's been like a year almost, actually.
I know, which is funny because, yep.
Lately, I've been seeing this little bit of seepage underneath our main bathroom toilet. And it's been driving me nuts because I don't know what I'm going to find, right? Because I know I got to take up the toilet. Am I going to find a rotten floor, even though the whole bathroom was redone? So am I going to find a rotten floor that they didn't want to replace the flange? So they, you know what I mean? So finally, I ripped it up and everything looked good. It just needed to be replaced, the little wax thing with,
Sure, the wax seal.
Yep.
Question for you on this, because I've done this several times in this house.
Yes.
Did you use the wax or did you go with the newer versions of them that are that gasket? Yeah. Tell me you went with that and not the wax one.
No. So listen here. The wax is really good if you seat it properly.
Boy,
right?
it's
so
really
a lot
rough.
of people don't have good luck with seating it straight on.
Because if you screw that, it's gone. And you got to take it up, pull it all off again, go. But they have the new ones, and they work beautiful. That's what I used, the new version.
Yeah, but no, it's got wax at the bottom, inside, and then they go with the rubber gasket on top now.
It's beautiful.
And then you have an extender if it's below the floor that you put right on top.
That's what I used.
And that was perfect, bro.
Wasn't it so much easier? You could make a mistake and still fix things, and it just was cleaner. If anybody runs into that problem, I know it's not necessarily tech, but let me tell you what, go to your Home Depot, wherever, and don't get the pure wax seals anymore. Yeah. Forget that noise.
No, but you know what the key was? Getting the one with the wax on the bottom.
Yes.
Because that's where the problem happens, is that foam piece or the plastic dries out, and that's how the seepage occurs. I'll say seepage all night. And the seepage doesn't occur because the wax is now there. So good to go. We're very happy. The bathroom is back together. So.
Isn't it hard when your bathroom's not going? By the way, what was your answer last night to Dan Beard's question of being trapped in a tipped over Porta-John or having a sewer septic?
Porta-John.
I went with Porta-John too, because I figure my answer to that was I'm just going to find Dan's house and jump into his pool and clean off. So I don't really
Listen, I've been at jobs where I've seen the porta john get knocked over with somebody in it.
Look who's
No
here.
joke.
It's our friend Paul. Look what's happening here.
Paul,
He's
the
doing his thing,
flipping
flipping.
sports guy.
He's flipping. I don't know why flipping.
the
I see that
flipping
flipping
sports
word, and
guy.
I just it kind of makes me laugh.
Flipping drives me nuts.
Yeah. Did you find like that pastor, that $1 billion pastor who had like $600,000, $800,000 found behind the toilet when they're fixing it in the church? Did you find that?
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah, I mean, my wife has no idea, but I'm getting
don't tell
the
her.
Lexus with the ribbon.
Don't tell
for
her.
Christmas now.
Nobody gets this. I've never seen a neighbor. Now I don't live in those neighborhoods. Maybe that's the problem. I've never seen anybody with a ribbon on their car. Has anybody done the ribbon on the car? I'm going to do that one day. I'm going to get a Matchbox car and just put one of those little ribbons and like just push it across the table to my wife and go, there you go. You're set.
I mean, that'd be a nice gift.
It would be fun. Jen said, I feel like you use words like seepage on purpose, or am I just that? I think both would be the answer. Yes. He does use them on purpose, and you're just that perverted, and you fit right in.
Well, what else would you call it? What if it's not seepage?
Leaking?
Leaking?
I don't like that. Seepage really gives me a little bit more idea of what's going on with your toilet than leaking. Leaking sounds like
leaking
Jen
sounds
small
too, though.
Leaking is something you could let linger for a while. Seepage is like, I got to get this done. Okay,
right, wipe it off. No, seepage is like wipe it off and let it go for another day.
Exactly. We're fine, honey. I'll get to it when I do the doorbell.
Yeah, it's just seeping.
Sorry. That was my Christmas present to you. The doorbell.
Oh, God.
Because you said, I've been here a year, my doorbell is still not fixed, blah, blah. Oozing. That's appropriate-ish.
Wow.
However, when I hear oozing, I start to think of like Poltergeist, the movie or something, or Amityville Horror Walls, oozing blood.
When I hear oozing, I'm thinking poop now. And there was no poop. It was just, I think what it really was is when I flushed, the initial flush caused a little bit of spray and the little bit of water was coming. So that's because nothing smelled.
Well, it's a smell test.
Might have been a little moist.
You've got a couple more days if there's no smell test. Moist, again, we're not really changing wax out like right away. Or maybe when we get to it, a couple days. Moist is like, it's a little damp, although I agree, it's an interesting word. We need this humor. We do. It's been a serious week. There was the tragedy, of course, in Kentucky and around the country, and that's rough. And of course, I don't know if you guys noticed, but there's been a pandemic for the last few months. So we've all been living with things. So yeah, we need some humor. And I have a little thing tech, but you know what? We'll get to it. Maybe not. I don't really care. We need this
time of year.
Yes.
Right. Where you just want to chill because the holidays tend to be a little bit more stressful to begin with. And it's the end of the year. Yeah. You're trying to finish up a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So this is why this is perfect time for fun.
Yeah. I just feel like I came to a jousting with you without a horse or is that the actual joust? What's that thing called? The rod. Oh God, here we go. I just know Jen's is going to be.
Rod.
Here we go. Here we go.
It's called the lance.
The lance. God, that's good for you. Look at you pull that one out like that.
Isn't it?
That's great. It's the
that's
one
called
syllable
jousting
thing.
When you use it to fight.
Well, thanks, King Lear. Here we go.
Got another year on the doorbell. Thank God.
Do you have a timeline? Listen, he fixed the toilet. In his mind, he bought himself another year for that doorbell. I think the key there, John, is in his mind. In his mind. I don't think that's reality. It's in your mind. So
if you think I should do the doorbell this weekend, hit the like button. We can get up to 20 likes right now. Maybe I'll do it this weekend.
Dude, don't do that because the weather's going to go, oh, John's want to do the doorbell? Oh, you don't have to go outside for that, though. It's an indoor.
I'll get it done.
It's in the attic. That's fine. You want to do it now because when you're built like you, it's still going to be hot up there, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And then you're going to get your beard caught into wires and you're going to come out there with spiders all over it.
Whoa.
I'm just saying, man. It's
moist up there.
No word is safe around you. No, I mean, we're on to you. You can take any word and give it that nice adult twist, which we love so much. And quite honestly, the streams would be boring if if you weren't doing it.
Yeah.
Tracy. So this is why I'm the handyman in the house. There's no, oh my God, what just happened to John? What? I'm done.
Hi.
I'm done. I'm done. There's no way I can continue this show. I cannot do, dude, eyes closed. I cannot do this stream. I will come back in 15 minutes and see if I can compose myself. Dude, take a bite of cookie. What happens if you take a bite of cookie?
Oh, you know what? I want to.
Just
let me take
I don't know. I'm just so worried someone's going to shoot you from the backside and hunt you down. Oh my God, it would be so sad to hunt you right now. Oh, this is just too much, right? This. I could watch an hour of just this, people. I can't even. I can't even with this. Oh my God, I can't. This is so great. Oh my God.
It's so good.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Andy.
I think what's so funny is, hey, Andy, our good friend Andy, helper, another alumni from our LSP days. It's so great to see you. I missed you, Andy. Hang on a second. There's Andy. Too much. It is. Andy, this is what you're missing, Andy, if you don't jump in here, right? Oh, so good to see you. I'm back. This is John.
1/3 as funny as Andy.
Knowing you, having spent about 1,000
pop my eyes off.
1,000 hours with you behind the scenes and having conversations with you, to have you fold into this particular thing is just like my wish came true right here. This is just beautiful. I can't, I think this
you know what it is people only know me when we're talking about all the serious stuff.
Oh, I agree with that.
Jeff's, it's the cookies. And
I would agree with that.
I am a lot of fun when we're just having fun. It's just that it's not like what we're always into all the time. So
no, we have some really good laughs along this line on our own. It is hard because as we get serious to try to do things and be better at what we will hope to do something better, it takes over sometimes. And then its discussions become a little serious, but then you and I have some really wonderful times, and we've had some of these laughs on our own. And this is really, I love that Aaron is laughing. And we had a stream with Aaron and Brian Paul on Saturday, which turned out really nice, by the way. I thought you did a fantastic job. It was your first 4-person VMix, and actually ended up doing 3 because I had to leave. So it's the thing with VMix to set those scenes up. And I thought you did really, I think for a deer who has to use hooves to hit the stream deck. I mean, do you have a special stream deck for the hooves? My question can you use all 4 hooves at the same time to do things on your desk?
It's a 32 button, but it's double the size, so I don't hit other buttons at the same time.
It's the deer size, right? It's the hoof size. Oh.
It is.
When you did the and did the head cock sideways. I think this is what's true, that you have more actor in you than you think. Because I noticed when you became a banana on the Halloween show, which is still oh my God, this is right up there with the banana. Although the draft was cool too. You even changed your voice for the character. You did change your voice. I like that you did. I like that you're going with it. That really, the ears are moving. That's now.
They're moving.
Is it like a dog? When you get excited, John? This has become my interview with John the reindeer. When you get excited, do your ears move more like a dog tail?
Oh, when the cookies taste good, it gets me excited. My ears waggle.
Waggle. Is that what they call it? It's a waggle? Not a wiggle. It's a waggle.
Not a wiggle. That's what our tails do.
But now, if I got you down and I rubbed your tummy, scratched it, would your ears go crazy?
No, I'd run because that's not me.
You've been like, stranger danger, running through the woods
real fast,
running towards bears to save you from
I'm not falling for that.
I'm not falling for that again.
You're that guy with the butterscotch in the van. I know you.
Not again. That happens
not
only
twice,
once.
pal.
Oh my God. Twice. Andy did the You did the polar bear thing, Andy? Did I miss it? I apologize if I did. I just was laughing so much at this nonsense. I might have missed it. But if you did do that, let me know. The ears are the best, Secondhand Rose. You're not lying. Those ears are. Oh, okay. Oh, who's your buddy?
Thanks.
You got your buddy Kyle back there. He's.
Oh. I know. They make fun of me, but it's all right.
It's okay.
See how he closed his eyes and shook his head? He was like,
he's giving you love because he knows that you're the kind of person only a little baby cow could love.
He lets me drink my coffee, I think. Like,
let's see.
It's a little hard. But
does his ears wiggle?
Don't. I don't want him to jump off my back when I drink my coffee.
Oh, be careful.
Oh, jeez. He always does that. See that?
Oh, my God. Jeez. Yeah, we were complete fools tonight. There's no doubt about it, but we're having fun with that. Brian was also with us on Saturday, and thank you to Brian, Paul. Thank you to Aaron for coming on and having that. That was a fun stream, and you all looked amazing. I thought they did so good. I know they're new, and John and I are trying to. I don't want to speak for John, but we're trying to take people in that stage and see if we can just lift them a little higher and have fun with that and everybody learn. And I thought that's a great stage or step one. I mean,
if, I don't know how many people actually saw what we were doing on Saturday, but the point of the matter is, I want to get Brian and Aaron into our streams a little bit more often.
Yes.
Maybe a couple times a month where it's low key fun, a little bit more fun stuff and interacting with some in some fun ways, but learning a little something about other people, and also the ride of partially their ride and our ride, which is their ride of getting into streaming more and expanding on their YouTube. But not only are they helping themselves to expand, it's also I think it helps us to be able to interact with 3 and 4 people, adding into some more scenes and some different. That's almost the same, Jeff.
It's almost the same, not quite, but sorry, I interrupted you, man.
But I really like it, and I had a great time with them, and I think they did a great job. So
they did a wonderful job, and the biggest takeaway and compliment from all that was that Aaron gets nervous. Well, get nervous, but for Aaron to say he was a little less nervous, I think he was feeling good, and that's so great to hear that he feels a little more at ease, and that we're not making him more nervous because that would make me sad. I want to say hi to Chris. Merry
Chris,
mayhem.
what's going on,
I think
brother?
we have so many. I had so many plans tonight, but I think we're just having merry mayhem because I think we all deserve that and need that at the moment. If it slows down for a minute, I'll go ahead and dip into my bag of tricks. But you know what? This is fun. And
come on, let's be honest. If you guys, most of the people here are working on their own channels. If you haven't been busting your rear for months and months, sometimes it's nice just to take a chill and have some fun. And so you got to do that once in a while amongst friends. And that's kind of what it's all about sometimes. This is my birthday week here.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
That's coming up. And I just want to be able to chill, have a good time. Brian, I want to show him this shirt. Can you get that? Brian, take a look at this shirt. I picked this up and I was like,
isn't that lovely? Little Star Wars deal right there. The Star Wars nerd in Brian the force is strong with him.
Yes.
Probably pulled his lightsaber out. Actually, I get the feeling that Brian probably has a lightsaber always handy in the holster when, he's always carrying, what is that called? Carry and conceal and carry his lightsaber.
Conceal and carry.
Brian, you didn't have your red phones on. Now, what did Brian have on? He didn't have cans on. He had IEMs? He had in-ears?
No, Saturday? He was using the wireless Go, remember?
That's right. Never mind. I should pay attention. And I thought that, by the way, I did pay attention. I thought it sounded good. I was actually really impressed with his Go, wireless Go, right?
Yeah.
It was a good time, Brian says.
Absolutely.
Laura says 3 more likes and the doorbell gets done. Let's make that happen.
See?
Let's make that happen.
I'm telling you.
Is that a contract now? Is that what we're doing?
I don't know, but it'll probably work.
Now, is that little light wreath that you got going on in your head right now, is that powered by solar power or your energy? How is that?
Brain power.
Nope, can't be that.
Brains, baby. Brains.
Nope, can't. You got to go. Nope, it got to be something else.
Brains.
10 watts won't work. We need to.
Can I have another cookie?
Can I tell you that I've eaten so many of those cookies? I'm not gonna lie. My wife is one of the best bakers I've ever been around. She has really old school, like German recipes from way back, probably before Kringle was even invented. So I'm very lucky with that, and I'm so happy to share with you. And I hope you did enjoy them, and as much as I'm enjoying you tonight, because I'm really enjoying this. And Annie says this is exactly what I needed tonight, and you know what? That's exactly what I wanted to hear.
I love that.
That there cannot be a better compliment. You know, sometimes we need help. Sometimes we need to talk about this and that. And I'm not gonna lie, I spent a lot of time on setting up things that I'll probably not show you tonight, and that's okay because it's just not as important, especially this time of year. Humanity is so much more and more cowbell. We sometimes we just need to sit and laugh and let it out, because I had some conversations with some real and dear friends of mine. You know, and you know, things are going on in their lives, and you know what, things are heavy, and we need this. And we've talked about this today on the phone, and I'm so glad that this happened, because this is so much the truth. Let's see what we got. I got to catch up. I'm sorry.
How many likes? Look how many likes we have now.
Probably you're going to have to do it. So apparently the doorbell is where I need to do to get the likes. Now, if I can only threaten people to get,
By the way, Annie just saying that just made everything made it
Choice mayhem. That's lovely. That's good to know. Because sometimes, you're like, are we just messing with people and they don't care for this at all? Yeah, I'm thinking maybe the Matchbox car with the dope bow on it might work. He likes your shirt. I was hoping he was talking about my shirt, but I know he's not. Is your birthday on the 17th? Is your birthday like on a Friday of this week? Or see, I remember that because we're so close. And we have the same anniversary, which is weird, but we don't have the same birthdays. Not even close. We're almost 6 months apart.
No. Yeah.
Almost. Kind of makes me sad. Maybe you could change your birthday to my birthday, then it'd be just easier to.
Yeah. Can I change it back 10 years?
I just ordered lightsaber chopsticks. I'm super excited to get them. I've never actually seen those. Maybe you could share with the class
that's
sometime.
Kind of cool.
That is kind of cool. Kind of dig that. How many likes do you need to repair that? I think how many likes do we have? We might be past
25 now, so I was joking around, but I mean,
if you can get me to 30, I will make sure that doorbell gets done. But it's going to get done either way. He's going to have to get that done.
That's it.
But yeah, I what else are you doing? So we did the cookies.
Yeah.
Refresh my memory though. I did also send coffee. Did I send the full beans or the ground? Because we had this discussion about whether or not you had a
coffee grinder.
A coffee grinder. And I got to ask you, chat.
Right.
Does everybody here have a coffee grinder at home? A simple, cheap little Braun or something to, your coffee? Because John is a coffee guy, and he doesn't have a coffee grinder.
I don't have a grinder. And for the last 6 months or so, I've had a pour over pot in my Amazon cart saved, and I haven't bought it yet. And I don't know what I'm waiting for, but I have one picked out. So maybe that's pushing me to go that way.
I wanted to see you do it. I think you'd be pleasantly surprised. It's easy to do. Steve, he's using caps now in order to get seen, because apparently, it's just not enough to write in regular size letters. And I'm teasing him because he unsubscribed to me and then he resubscribed. And, my YouTube's all confused.
I have people doing that all the time.
Do you really? Why would they do that? That's nuts.
In the long run, though, they subscribe.
Yeah, so maybe they're LED. Those could be on top of your head, though. That could be like one of those deals where you put in a light and then it glows at night. Sugar power cookie we got. Yeah. If Steve likes your shirt, then it can't be good.
I think I forget the exact date, but in January, we're going to be on Steve's podcast.
January 12th, maybe?
12th, right? I think it's 12th
like
or
that.
14th or something like that.
It's right in that area. We're going to jump on Steve's podcaster show, I believe. And I'm looking forward to that. That'll be fun. He's been very good and very professional about, gathering everything. And I think we'll have a good time on that show. Steve is somebody we met in April. Can't believe we're going to be pushing a year sooner than we think about that. That's going to be really wild. Darlene, who lives just a little bit north of me, of course, says my mom. Yep, my mom did the German Peeps do a lot of cooking. That is true. And it's a heavy German area here. So, you get a lot of German cookies. Yes, thank you. Like everybody, thank you for supporting the show and re-supporting Steve. Andy, who is, I think, if you've had the luxury of meeting Andy and experiencing Andy, he's one of the most engaging storytellers I've run into. But he's like me. He really loves laughing. He loves that dry humor. He loves that, I don't know, that Curb Your Enthusiasm, Seinfeld kind of laughter. And so we've always enjoyed that. But yes, you have to laugh with us at us and take us serious all at the same time, or you miss the point. That's confusing and to the point and true at the same time. Oh, John, is that Charlie Brown hat kind of deal right there? Kind of does.
This one always it bunches up at the top of my head and falls off.
So Paul says I don't drink coffee, so he doesn't have one. I can't. Okay. At least Paul doesn't have one, but he's not a coffee drinker. Steve says, yes, I have a coffee drinker for his friend. Oh, of course, he has a French press. He probably has all sorts of cold presses and all elaborate little systems.
This guy.
He is. I really feel when I go on his show, I'm going to have coffee, and I feel like the pinky's got to come up on it with Steve's show. Right?
I bet you that he gets his nails done like once, twice a month.
I think he gets his toenails. I think he gets pedicures too. Right?
Did you ever get a pedicure?
I have.
Me too.
Yeah, I said, you're lying if you're telling me you've never got a pedicure. I'm going to just Brian says, I have a grinder. I need to get a French press. I would like to try like the pour over or even the cold press stuff, maybe, but I'm currently on Keurig or Standard Makers. Got it. Look at this. This is a sane person.
I have a grinder.
It's the only way, not an app.
Sausage grinder.
We both went like this with our thoughts. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I guess they're kind of the same thing. A grinder and a coffee press. I agree with you, Second in Rose. John, you won't be happier with the taste of coffee than you are taking beans and grinding them right there. And the smell just is so amazing.
So you're saying I should step up to the next level?
Yeah. John, dude, I'm loving the crown. You look good, dude. What is this? This is Christmas peak. Yeah, that is the smallest tree on the biggest man.
Peak.
Oh, God. That's hilarious. Bouger Prepper is here. Someone who is...
Prepper.
And there's so much going on. I jumped over last time to check Bouger's channel out, which is incredibly vast on some things. But you're getting into gardening, and I know we had a discussion about that. Yeah. And I'm excited for you. And, we've done so much gardening here, and there's probably people that do gardening here. I don't know. But if you ever have questions, come in here. It's people in here that can really help you out. Or you can find me anytime and DM me. I love to talk about it. My wife is amazing at it, and we can absolutely help you. No blushing.
I watched a couple of videos of hers yesterday too.
Okay.
And because I kept on forgetting to go take a look and what she's doing and what she's up to. And so and she's right over in New York, so she's fairly close, and she's doing this all in the Bronx. So that's really cool. That's
the thing, and it's not as easy. Like I live out in the burbs. It's so easy to put up a raised garden in his room. And so I see more and more people in tighter city areas doing this, and I'm so happy to see it. There's so many positive things to do it. Beyond food is organic and cheaper if you do it. But even then, there's just a joy to doing it. There's a sense of well-being and calmness. It's like meditation if you get into it. I want to say hi to Jim too. Jim's here. I was going to say
it just proves a point though that people don't have to live with vast, garden space to be able to start doing something like she's doing, which is really cool.
I'm amazed, and I guess I'd love to have that discussion with her. But we have three different raised beds. They're not really big on their own, but it's amazing how much food we have to give so much away to neighbors. We have so many squash and things. It's the old Midwest thing, like don't leave your window open in your car because you're going to have squash in your seats because people just dump them off. There's so many that grow here, but you can get a lot of food in a very small area. That's absolutely for sure. He is an amazing storyteller, by the way. Andy is, so I just wanted to follow up on that.
So she's in South Carolina, so I made a mistake. So she's from,
boo-booed
she's
that.
from New York, but...
That's what happened. So she's got more room down there to grow. But you can. I've seen people grow things on rooftops now more and more, which is great because anything you can do to put foliage on the rooftop really does buckle down the heat impact too. And so you kind of get a twofer out of that. You just don't want to do that on a roof that's not capable. You gotta have a problem. What we got going, peeps? I'm so glad you guys are here to mess around with John and I. John, my stomach is hurting. No, I don't get my nails done. At least he did say D-U-N. I was like, done. I still love you guys more than you know. Well, we'll see what happens after January 12th. You may. Ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho. We love you too, man. Thank you for coming out. I love the glasses. Now, maybe.
If you haven't checked out Steve's channel, check out Steve's channel. He's got a leadership channel with basically what's weird is that you think that this wouldn't relate, like retail leadership wouldn't relate to you in any way, but the thing is, it does in a lot of ways, because he talks about confidence. He talks about a lot of different things of how you look at yourself, how you represent yourself, and how people look at you. Yeah. And it kind of relates to everyday life also. So check it out. You'll be surprised what can relate to you in every day. Absolutely.
And, and that's the thing. And we're happy not only to have like people like Bouger here as just friends and hangouts and stream buds, but she's getting her channel going. I must have dented my glasses or something. They're crooked. I've noticed. I don't know if I sat on them or my head getting shapen somehow. That's so annoying. But
love is in the air.
So many people with different topics still have needs, whether about tech or YouTube in general or just getting going. And so I'm glad you're here and to share and also to give any experience that you have that will help us along the way. You haven't lived, you're right, until you snort fresh beans. I totally, not llama beans, although they don't smell, coffee beans, in case you didn't. Your mom enjoyed Saturday.
What's cheaper, llama nuts or deer nuts? I said, what's cheaper, llama nuts or deer nuts?
I feel like this is a trick question. Who's buying either?
Come on, silly. It's deer nuts. They're under $1.
So Bouger says she's from New York, but she lives in South Carolina.
Wow. I got dissed.
That's actually pretty funny. No, the problem, that horn's perfect with those glasses. The problem is probably everybody else here knew the answer and I didn't. So I felt like I was left out of that a little bit. Like I should have known that. But I started, as you know me, I got to get all literal. And I'm like, well, why are they buying them? Is it for medicinal reasons? Is there some weird Chinese medicinal thing that I don't know about? Or what's happening? I don't know. Anything can happen here. But she does say, Bouger, that I do live in an apartment. See? So I'm doing it in a small space. Yeah. And you can get so much out of a small space. And so that's going to be fun to watch. Hopefully she's going to keep moving with that next spring and summer. We can take a look at that. So, Andy, Steve, all from the same group. It's good to see you guys. Love is in the air. Oh, God. Why did you come up with that? Why in the world are you singing that? Was it the glasses?
Because Andy wrote it first.
Oh, he influenced you. He influenced you. John, you can't log out without some. Do you have anything with red lipstick? Maybe a Miss Claus or something?
I'll look around. I don't think so, though.
Really? I mean, it seems like there should be a Mrs. Claus. I don't think.
I don't want to get everybody all fired up with the red lipstick. My wife even really likes it too.
Well, I mean, your lips are perfect with the lipstick. I could probably use some too.
That's what I heard.
I don't have thick lips, so I could probably use a little of that.
I got the Ice Queen. I don't know if that might be a blue lipstick.
Try it. I feel like I could use some blush to give me some color sometimes. Is it blush? Is that what that's called here? I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. That's really bizarre. Oh my God. Oh yeah. The spikes are, well, that's something. I like that your glasses are, right. I like that your glasses are still on. That's pretty funny. Is that, those are you? Oh my God. Now if you open your mouth and stick your tongue out, is it also silver? Does it change everything?
I'm not doing that.
Do it.
I don't know. He's trying to manipulate me, and that doesn't work, Jeff. I'm not 12 years old.
I have a. If you stick your tongue out, there's a cookie on a plate.
I'm Lady Liberty.
Are you? Is that what that is? In the snow? Jesus.
I don't know what the hell this
Under
is.
a buck.
Disturbing.
I know. I didn't get the joke. I'm so slow. And they all think it's funny. It's probably funnier because I was too dumb to get the joke. I should have got that right away, but my birthday's in April. I'm an Aries for what that's worth. It's not worth much. There is definitely a longer growing season in South Carolina than North Carolina, but nothing shorter than Midwest, or Alaska. But I mean, the growing season here is really compact and short. We get tons of stuff. You just got to plan it out right, because there's stuff for spring, then summer, and then we plant stuff that grows in fall. And I was getting kale until like the second frost. It was nuts. I'm going to put it up here. What did the cow say when the pig grabbed her butt? Do you know the answer?
No.
I have no idea what this is. So this will be fun.
I wouldn't trust Vinny. I don't know.
How dare he? Get it? How dare he?
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's right. That's not good for Vinny.
That's a bad joke.
It is disturbing. That wasn't his best one. But yeah, I have to say the deer has been my favorite. I thought you looked good as Stud Claus too, though. I think that's his name, Stud Claus, because he looked like he was a weightlifting.
Stud Claus.
He looked like a stud-looking model Claus from the summer catalog. And Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look good.
Did Claus.
So now, just to remind people, you have a stream this Thursday, but you don't have one a week from Thursday.
No, because that's Christmas Eve,
right.
And a lot of people are celebrating stuff on Christmas Eve. So,
well, Christmas Eve is Friday, but
is it?
Yeah, Saturday's Christmas Day.
Oh, maybe I don't have an excuse then.
Well, I think it's an excuse. I mean, it's not an excuse. I think it's a good reason to still hang. Oh, now we were to call something. Here we go. Now he's all like
I don't know.
In a snowman funk.
What do you think?
Here's what I'm going to do.
You guys think I should do a little stream on the 23rd?
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, I guess so. I mean, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to, I'll do a stream next Tuesday, but I'm going to, we'll keep it light and short. I was actually going to do more of this next Tuesday. But maybe I can come up with something fun next week. Maybe I come up with I don't know how to do giveaways, but maybe I can come up with some giveaway or just have some fun, chat with you guys for an hour. Just kind of end of the year wrap. Nothing, put our feet up a little bit. And that's it. I don't think I may not even plan like a topic. I may just kind of come in and
I might do something like maybe go on at like 11 till 12. Something a little different.
Sure. At night?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you don't have to work on Friday, so, right? So.
No.
I mean, unless you do the doorbell on Friday morning. So, I
think I'm off Thursday and Friday for that fact, actually.
Well, you work it out. You work out what it is you need to do. Yeah. That was the original plan, but now that you realize when the holidays really fall.
Yeah, I know what it is that I know people are just busy, and it would be more of like, let's just chill and hang out thing like right now, because this is a good month for that. Like, they really just chill. Like, just to see, like, you guys are all from different backgrounds, and just what is everybody doing in December? Are they chilling? Are you ramping up actually? Because some of you guys are eBay resellers, so is that like really push time right now? Some of you guys are resetting for next year. Some of you guys don't care at all about a channel. Are you still looking for some good deals for the holidays? Like all that stuff. We could talk about stuff.
That's
God, I'm definitely doing the doorbell.
Well, apparently the doorbell's getting done. Thank you to all you likers. Going to get that doorbell done for the family. Now the family will know to get their Amazon packages. I don't think John would ever miss an Amazon package. You probably tackle the people as they come to your door. I was kind of thinking about that too. I was like, I could do this, I could do that, but I kind of feel like obviously there's a moment to slow down, but I think also there are some things I'd like to do with the stream, like set up certain sets and things that I've always wanted to do with title cards and things to put up more text and to be a little more visual that I haven't had the time to do. And I was thinking maybe I should take that time and use that to play around, kind of retrofit or kind of actually refit some goals. There's only so much time in the day, and sometimes when you're under fire, you can't. You just happy to get the content out and figure out how to get YouTube up and running.
Right,
guys, So the question is, guys, do you have to cancel those big family gatherings this year too? What's the situation? So in our situation in the States, the states are so big, it varies actually, state by state a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think in general, I think we're seeing people push that envelope a little bit more and say we'll do some things. I still say that there's people being cautious, but it's not as locked down as you would say in the EU or in Canada even. So, there's a freedom to do that, but I also think with everything now going on with the new stuff, I think I get the feeling that people are kind of still measuring out. Like we're measuring out all that stuff. We're not like just going forward. Like, hey, let's have the whole family.
So it's probably a lot different than it is in Wisconsin or the state in the Midwest or whatever. And the numbers are going through the roof.
Right.
So, like the superintendent just sent the letter out today for the school system saying, don't be surprised if we go virtual by next week.
Yeah. I mean, we have kids home here too now. Yeah. It's definitely one of those weird deals. So I think I think for the most part, I feel like people are still being very measured about what they're doing. They have the freedom to do it. But to answer the question, I still think that we're not going to see a whole lot different than last year, although there will be some people who will just like, I don't care, I'm pushing it. Because at Thanksgiving that happened. I knew people that really kind of pushed much bigger than they did last year. But then I think there was some pushback on the issues. And then they're like, okay, maybe we should tone it down for a second. So I don't know, man. It's
there's
hard.
A lot of mixture going on here, but I think there's a lot of suffering. I mean, it's really expensive to live in New York, New Jersey. And I have to feel for the parents, because not only are they just worried about their kids in some sense and whether or not they're home or they're at school or whether they're missing a year, they're also worried about paying their mortgages. I mean, there's a lot of stress going on for people. And I feel for a lot of people because I'm in a little bit better situation than a lot of them. But I definitely feel for a lot of people.
Well, the problem, and I see this with my father is in a nursing home. So you get a lot of people who are already isolated. And this doesn't help. And so visitations and people that would normally go and take kids and the dogs to nursing homes or do events, they're just not happening. And so, that's kind of a heartbreaker. So we're trying to be more aware of it. So I think I might put my time more there because I can do that a little more one-on-one for me, just speaking for me. John says, Brian says, are you guys into everyday carry or what's in your bag videos? I always think it's interesting what people carry with them. I've seen those, and I think they are kind of interesting to say, hey, what's in my everyday carry? What's in my everyday bag? For me, I think the difference, I don't have necessarily an everyday bag right now. Maybe I would come up with something that I would use, although I'm starting to do some footage as a freelancer with a company for artists that have books. And so we're shooting remotely. So I'm starting to find myself having to put together a go-to bag. So maybe over time this year, I'll figure out what I'm kind of doing there and doing. It is kind of interesting to see what people use as their. What about you, John? I mean, you have a go-to bag or anything?
I actually all the time think of this stuff, and because I always think of a different way I can approach a video. So it doesn't even have to be like really related, but wouldn't it be cool for me to be like walking out of the subway, coming into New York City, and just all of a sudden talking about this camera, and I could literally walk up to B&H's front door and I could say, let's go take a look at this, and then just come back into my office and studio and just start a video. It's like there's a lot of things that we can be creative with, and a lot of times it takes a lot of extra work. But Brian he thinks like that, and I do a little bit, and the work that it takes to incorporate it intimidates me. And these are the things that I want to work up to in the next coming years. And it's not something that you learn in 6 months, it's years.
Yeah.
So these are things that I really would love to do.
I mean, he kind of inspired me to take a look at those, if nothing else, to learn a little bit, maybe what I should be putting in my bag. I mean, I have some ideas, and I found through a couple of trial and errors lately, packing things up, that, boy, you get better at it and be better at it. So, I mean, people have been doing this for a long time. So, maybe we'll go just laughing at that snowman here. I need to put you. I know. Okay, hang on a second. Calm down. There it is. This little snowman wasn't in there and was all upset. So I just wanted to say, apparently Laura and Paul are both in Indiana, so that's cool. And I know I had some people that unfortunately got hit by COVID over Thanksgiving. Yeah. It's a bummer. Arkansas living. How are you doing? Love that hat. Oh my God, it's a great hat.
Nice.
Is that killer? Trying to learn me some stuff, Cashew. Arkansas. Now I've spent a little time in Arkansas, and I lived in Mississippi growing up. That was so I wasn't too far. Once in a while, we'd sneak into Arkansas, the old Razorback country, and that's really awesome. Good to see you. Glad you're here.
Yeah,
you're probably learning a lot tonight.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's here for a little bit of learning. We're kind of like having some fun, but if there's just let it be known, and we always do say this. If you guys have a question, just because we're doing something a little fun and chill, doesn't mean you can't ask those questions. So, Arkansas living, you're coming in the first time, and this time of the year, we're usually chilling a little bit. But if you have anything specific, let us know. But we are always open to discussing anything that people want to
Absolutely.
learn too. So.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter. It could be, like you said, tech. It could be things about YouTube in general or whatever. But yeah, drop your questions. Let us know what you're doing. And that's if you have a channel, what your channel's about. If you're just somebody who likes to go and check things out, but it sounds like you're trying to learn some stuff. And so, if you're something in particular that's on your mind, please don't hesitate.
I'm going to teach something right now.
Okay, teach something.
So here we are, right? If you want to have a little fun in your stream, so what I'm using is Snapcam. So you can look up Snapcam, you can download it to your computer, and then what you do is you just pull this in as a camera, just like you would with any other camera, okay? And then once you open the app, you can go and switch all this stuff and then put this on your camera. So if you were in like OBS and you were using it and you wanted to switch from your regular cam, you would have this cam and then all the overlays would go on every switch. So I just really go into the app, and if I could probably show you my display just to show you. All I'm doing is going right into one of these things and then just clicking on it, and you can see it shows me right here what it's going to be, and then basically that's what it is.
That's
and
fantastic.
So it's that easy.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to have a little bit of fun, this is something you can play with a little bit and enjoy, and give some smiles to some of the people that may be in your stream for the holiday season. So.
Maybe Thursday I will take your instructions, see how hard it is, and come up with my own Snapcam. I mean, nothing's going to be as fun as you in a deer outfit or whatever that is. Ken, how you doing? Ken, the content coach. What's up, John and Jeff? What did I walk into? There's no words to describe what you're seeing to my right. But you know John very well, and so you understand what I'm dealing with here. I don't know why this came up. Cindy Brady had a kitty carry-all doll. Isn't it weird how old we are that I absolutely know that particular episode? And I remember that well. And that she had a lisp the whole time. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
God, I come home from school.
We do have a good question here,
okay.
too, by the way.
Okay, give me the name.
It's Arkansas Living, actually. He's asking about something that we're
Let me scoot down here.
Pretty good with here. He's talking about the Canon M50, and he wants to know.
There it is. Gotcha, Ben.
How to get, So how do you get autofocus and clean HDMI from an M50 without the Canon USB utility?
Came to the right place.
Okay, so this is what I do know a lot about because I had the original Canon M50, and so I actually ended up selling it, but I did use it to stream for many streams. And here's the thing, you're not going to get autofocus. But here's the thing, Arkansas Living, I don't know your first name, so I'm just going to say that. But if depending on how you're using this to stream, so if you're just sitting here like we are, I could basically put these cameras in manual focus with it focused on just me and leave it that way. And the focus system it's not going to be a big deal to just look like this. And you can move back a little bit and it won't really be too drastic at all. So don't be afraid of that. But there is a technique and there's a couple things to go through and that you'll have to do, but you can definitely make it happen. You have to download Utility App 3 from the Canon website onto your computer. You're going to have to change a couple settings in there. But if you need to go step by step through this, you can reach me on Coffee Talkin' Tech on Instagram, and I can actually help you go through that because you're going to need an HDMI card. You're going to need an HDMI cable, a capture card, a cable, a USB cable that came with it. And all those things together will let you get a clean HDMI. We'll be able to get the screen empty of everything, a couple settings so your camera doesn't shut off after 30 minutes, and that's why you download the Utility 3. And I can go over with it and help you get there. And like I said, I've done it for several other people, so I know the steps to get there. So
Yep.
just reach out, and we'll
Absolutely.
definitely make that happen.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
it'll
we'll-
work. So
Oh yeah, it's going to be great. I'm going to blow through these. I'm glad you were here to do that. Thank you for finding that down in the chat to give our friend from Arkansas some information, because that is frustrating.
it's a great camera.
And it's a great camera. And man, to clean that up, I'd be so happy. Our good friend here, no brainer. I should have a screenshot. You don't need to worry about it. You know where it is. Come back and hit it. And I'm going to blow through these and catch up. I have a lot of random thoughts. Yeah, I hear that, bro. So Annie says, yeah, she had 2 weeks San Diego vacation planned, and then they closed California last year, so this was a redo. Okay, but the hubs can no longer. It's always something, man. I so get it. Yeah, everything is just a compromise of everything. It's like nothing is normal or new. We're all just trying to work through. That's why we're happy you're here. We're just gonna have fun the rest of the night until we can. I'm not even going to go through my demo. I would change the camera color setting before ever thinking of wearing any makeup, because I had asked about blush. Yeah, that's probably true. I actually changed my Kelvin on my lights to do that, kind of help that out. Thank you. There was a blow up here of the 300 plus subs. Thank you. I adore all of you who helped me get over that. I've got a lot of work to do, clearly. And I know I've been talking a long time, but hang in there. There's a video coming for what it's worth. And you got to start somewhere. Got to get the videos out and do some work. And then in January, I'll start announcing some solo streams as well. In addition to what we do here, this will never change, of course. His work, I think he was following up, but his laptop still has to be Windows 7. It won't matter. You're in good shape right there. Yes. Thank you guys for all these. Congrats on the 300 again. You guys all made that happen. It's been a fun ride, and mostly it's just been amazing, because I didn't think I'd have so much fun with the people that would ever get me over 300 subs. I always thought it'd be just like some mindless names behind a video, and that's fine. That's part of the gig, right? But because I started doing live streams really and haven't done those videos yet, I've gotten to know pretty much all of you on some level, and a lot of you even more. So it means a lot to me. Clearly means a lot to me. No, need a Miss Beasley doll. Yeah. Gotcha. So he's got all that. So we don't need this, right? I have a capture card. He's got all the stuff. I have no problem with Windows 10. So you still answered the question for him with this information. He's in good shape.
Yeah, it's just that like I said, you have to download just the Utility app 3, and you're asking like why? Because that lets the camera not shut down after 30 minutes, okay? And then you're going to have to go into your power saving modes, and you're going to have to change them, 2 of those things in there. And so this is why, like, I'll probably just be easier to send you step by step the several things you have to do. And once again, I'm lagging, but Jeff, this is a perfect reason why I should do a video on this, because people are constantly asking, and most of the people that do videos on this, they leave out steps.
Yeah.
So I know every step that it takes.
Yeah, you've got it ingrained into your brain. So it's good to have that knowledge, and I'm really glad. I hope, Arkansas, I hope you come back and let us know. If it's not working for some reason, you need a step, or you contact contact John, or even myself. But John obviously has the intimate information on this particular thing, and let us know. I mean, let us know how it's going. The question by Brian is: do you all not? He may be asking everybody in chat, but do you all use your lenses all the way open, or do you stop down a bit? What about you, Jen?
I'm wide open.
Are you?
This is a Sigma 16 lens, 1.4. So I'm at 1.4 wide open. And occasionally, Brian, I like to go down to maybe even f4. And this way you can get a little bit more of a different look of my background. So things will come in a little bit more clearer in the background, especially if, like, sometimes during the holidays, like in Halloween, Jeff, I switched mine to f4, so this way you guys could see behind a little bit more of the clarity of what was going on while we decorated. But otherwise, generally, I like to pop off the screen, so I'll be in focus and my background will be defocused, and that happens by getting a wide open aperture of 1.4. So yeah.
I'm running at 1.6. Part of that is because of the balance of my ISO. And I, like a lot of people are like, just throw it to 100, get that light. But Brian is actually a part of that, where we were tweaking a little bit of that ISO for my normal lighting to get the right dynamic range of my colors and the things that I'm trying to do. And so, part of that plays into it. There are times when it's at 1.8. So it just depends on where I want to be. It's fun to play.
Yeah, that's not much of a difference there.
It's not much of a difference. But when you do 1.6 and you also mess with the ISO, you start seeing all sorts of quick balance changes. And it's fun to play.
And plus it's nice.
It's a good way to learn.
Like
right?
I know what you say is nice too, because like if you do a lot of streaming, and you've mentioned this, Jeff, is that now if you can have it a little darker in your room and your eyes aren't taking a beating, you can bring the lighting down and up your ISO just a tad, and that works out.
Arkansas Living.
I got a new subscriber.
Thank you so much for the subs.
That's Arkansas Living.
And you know what? I'd love to know what your channel is about if you want to drop that in there. And we'll get over there and we'll check your channel. Absolutely, we'll sub and get you supported. He probably has 400,000 subs, doesn't need us. But you know what? We still want to know what you're doing. We still want to follow you. So let us know. And again, follow up on how that information worked out for you. Now, I want to say, Brian, on that note, I normally have my soft boxes going on. If you're not noticing, of course, you're probably seeing a little different light tonight. And so I have the DASNY facing down the desk with the corner basically coming at me. And then I have a DASNY above me now as my hair light or my backlight. And that's it. That's the only light I have tonight. And I was just trying to keep light off the back because I wanted the red to pop a little bit more. And it's really difficult when you start introducing any kind of white into that. So it's a little more of that Rembrandt-y side off, that single camera look or single light look. But I kind of liked it for tonight, just something a little bit different. To your point, I like it when the lights aren't killing my eyeballs. I don't like that at all.
Right. And then also, like, I know Dan C, if you saw him this past week, he was a little darker looking.
He was. Mm-hmm.
And a lot of, if you're streaming a lot, you may see guys that will do that just because, like tonight, I chose to go a little darker too, just to take the stress off of my eyes. Yeah. And but then other times it's just that look you're trying to achieve, and you may have one side a little brighter and another side a little darker. Yeah. And all it is it's just a couple tweaks, So even if I just go and hit Jeff,
your ring light's not on, right? Your ring lights. Is your ring light on?
No, my ring light's not on. Yeah. And I just brought my one light on to the right. And I have my soft box just facing the ceiling on the other side, actually. And then you get a little bit of see how it's just like a little darker on this side.
Yeah, I've got that going lighter on here, darker.
So it all depends what you want to do. But some people are like, they think they're a little bit smarter than the guy streaming, and they might be like, oh, you look too dark. Well, like sometimes people want a different look, and that's nothing wrong with that.
I like to have like full on 3-point lighting sometimes. And sometimes I don't know if it's the time of year. I don't know if it's my mood or just I'm an introvert by nature. Although I'm an ambivert because I can be talked into being very extrovert. So I guess it just depends. But, today I just kind of I felt like that darker, I don't know, maybe feel protected. It's kind of odd thing to say out loud to people. I wanted to say, I wanted to say, Laura, I haven't watched those, but somebody else had brought this up to me in my personal life. I will check on those because that did sound interesting to me. Is there somewhere you want to drop down? Because I see the comments about the f-stops, and I was going to get next here. But Roxanne says to Paul, I'd like to stop down a bit. So F28 to F4.
Yeah.
And prefer to push a few ISO and arrange the lights, but I open wider for photo shoot. Okay. Yeah, I mean.
And it also depends.
Yeah.
I was just when you're doing a photo shoot, depending on what lens you have, if you're stopped all the way down at 1.8 or 1.4, a few lenses, your edges aren't always going to be as clean as you would want them to be. So usually when you stop down to 2.8, and that's like if you have a really good lens, say you're at 1.8, sometimes which is the middle of the picture will be really sharp, but your edges will start to fade a little bit, and you'll get some, different things happening. And then when you go to F4, you can really see a big change. So it's really depending on what kind of look you're trying to get, what you're trying to achieve in that picture. But it does make a big difference in photography for sure.
Yeah, and I wanted to say, what Brian's saying here is that if I'm not using autofocus for video, I hang out at 2.8. It gives people room to lean. With autofocus, I don't mind living on the edge and going faster. Yeah. And there's such a difference. I don't know about you, John, but for me, you have more experience. I don't have a lot of experience with the photo angle of this yet. And I'm finding that there's so many, not differences, but nuances that are different between video for me and dealing with that. I find the video much easier to deal with for me than the photo angle of it. So I've got a lot to learn on the photo end of it. I just haven't had the time. But yeah, I mean, there's
just
a lot
about because of the look that's popular now, right? Which isn't always, but the look that's popular is that people like the blurry background.
Right.
So if you're buying a Sigma 16, there's just about every single person's running it at 1.4 because they want that blurry background. I mean, that's why they bought it. So that's what they're going to use.
I can get even more if I get closer, I think. Yeah. So that's always another thing.
But I just want to say something really quick to Arkansas living.
There's a link. Thank you, Cashy, for dropping that in.
If he doesn't have Instagram, which Cashew kindly dropped that in there.
Yeah.
If he doesn't have Instagram, just email me also.
Yeah.
And then when you email me, I can reply back. I'll go through the steps. So this way you don't have to just write something down really quick. So I'm not trying to brush you off in any way, but it would just be easier if I have the steps written down for you and we can go over them. And I'll keep in contact to make sure you get it done.
Yeah. So your color temperatures are matching the gradient background, and it's clearly not coincident. Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm not intentionally trying to do it, but maybe if I just wrote, the desire to know how to get the chemical balance right with these cameras and the look, you end up hitting that zone. I mean, yeah, my background, you're right, because what can happen with gradient backgrounds, if you don't have that balance right, it looks bad. You know what I'm talking about, John? Like your light, the gradient that you have on your background, for example, would look, you know what I mean? It's a hot spotty. You know what I'm talking about? And it just looks wrong and it can be distorted. And that's a great point about the gradient background being, in sync with what you're trying to do with the rest. Because if you're out of sync, that gradient can be a mess back there and it can look really bad. Let's see.
Yeah, and I know Brian, we were talking about the shadows in the background. And I'd like to play with that more, sometimes extra shadows look really good. And, you can,
that's what I've been doing.
So much you can do.
There is. So I got that little light we both have. It's down here. And you can see just moving it around, I can get different shadows just by moving that small little $30 light around. And you if you have objects in front of it and you kind of just play with that, it's amazing the shadows. And a lot of people, maybe they don't like that. I like the shadows. I think it creates some interesting depth. And you can actually change you can change your canvas of your walls a bit like that. And I've been a little bit stuck in this mode because I'm not done down here. And it's probably what I should use my time for this winter is finishing the studio. So my goal is somewhat like Aaron was talking about. My desk is going to be on wheels or movable, so I can choose different angles down here for different types of backgrounds, at least 2 different backgrounds I'd like to have. The disadvantage to down here and have a big room is it's hard to control the audio. The upside is you could probably put together 2 or 3 different looks. Is there something you want to demo here? Should I give you full screen? Or
no, I was just watching this angle because I actually saw a couple did you see that? There you go.
Yeah, what was that about?
I saw a couple artifacts, and I'm not sure what it is. It's the first time.
Oh, so, interesting.
It could be a cable. It could be anything. So I noticed it before, and now it's happening again. And that was the first time that's ever happened. So I'm gonna be curious to look into that.
Okay, so he means the bluish cold side is on John's and the hot reddish is on Jeff's. Well, yeah, I mean, he's been out in the snow most of the stream. I mean, it was really, really cold when I came in here. And
that was just pure luck, actually.
It was pure luck, actually. I'd like to say it was coincidence. Sometimes we both have purple, and it just looks like one big studio behind us. It's all the same for the most part. It's kind of funny. I think that's funny.
My table goes right into your table, though.
It does. We have this little deal here where the table runs kind of like weirdly, like finishes off right here. So it does kind of look sometimes like, I don't know, that's a little bit too contrived there. I don't think it was an accident, but you know, what are you going to do? So where are we at? We're at 9:20. We won't go too much longer. I'm trying to think. There was before I go, I do want to know, somebody brought this up as a question, and I guess, and we talked about this last week about streams we like or people we like to watch. And I don't know, it kind of came over me again as I was looking at my playlist a little bit from May. And now I look at my current kind of go-to list. Has yours changed at all? I mean, chat, you can answer this too. Like, has what you're watching on YouTube material changed quite a bit? Or are you still, and there's no right or wrong answer.
I watch a lot more amateur streamers, but as far as the main people that I'm watching have pretty much stayed the same because they're kind of like my people. Like I chose them, you know, like a Gerald Undone type of guy is my type of guy. A Camera Conspiracies is my type of guy. And so, you know, those are some of the reasons why I chose them, is because I think they're awesome all the way around. So I'll always, you know, keep on watching those people for the most part. And like everybody else, you'll just look up certain things about topics that we're interested in and meet new people, and you never know.
You know, it's interesting you said that because I was in such early on a informational feeding frenzy that, you know, I was going down so many channels so hard. And now I'm doing that, but I'm probably more targeted with that, but I'm going down more lives now. And that was not on my radar in May. There's a thought that that's what I would be doing. And so it's just kind of interesting that playlist or that idea of time, whatever you want to call it, the amount of percentage I spend to watching YouTube is dedicated to friends and other people that we feel are either people we want to get back to or people that we feel we can learn from or just enjoy. That's interesting. That's not something that I actually foresaw coming. So it's kind of interesting. Yeah, you guys. Yeah, well, he's always stealing my coffee. It's because my coffee's grounded and his is. No, wait, mine's full beans. His is already pre-grounded. What's this? Yeah. Let me check my notes before we go, because I had so much I was going to do. One thing I want to do is a cleanup, and some of you were here last week, and I don't really want to get into too much tech at all. There was an issue last week because I talked about Vivaldi, the browser, and I had stated that one of the things that holding me back really from committing fully to it was because I couldn't use YouTube Lives on it because of the overlay chat. Well, I've been corrected on that. Well, John actually kind of corrected me on it. Let me see if I can just drip into here real quick. Here we go. If you are using Vivaldi by chance, or any of the number of browsers that use the Chromium, we talked about that would have been Opera, Edge, Edge browser, Vivaldi, actually probably 90% of them outside of things like Safari and Firefox use different engines. You can use Chrome's extensions. This right here that I'm on is actually Vivaldi's web browser, and I'm actually in their Chrome. I just go to the Chrome store, and you can drop when you're in the Chrome store in that browser or any browser that uses the Chromium, so Edge again, or in fact, Opera, whatever. You can see here, I had to go down and I pulled up the live chat overlay extension and add that into Vivaldi to make that happen. So it was just a thing where I had totally lost sight of the fact we used an extension to make that happen and somehow put that on the browser. So now I can use Vivaldi if I want to just use that, which I probably will, because I do find them to be a little bit more delicate with my data and information usage than, say, I don't know, Chrome. I did laugh a little bit today, John. I don't know if you've had a chance to look at Windows. Let me just go into, not streamed. We won't go there now. Let's go into Windows 11 and Vivaldi. But Windows is actually being pretty aggressive with Windows 11 about not installing other browsers. And to the point where even when you look here, Edge is saying, hey, there's no need to try to download that new browser, Chrome. And they recommend that. But even worse than that, they're trying to make it look like it's malware when you download Google Chrome via the Edge browser. And the funny thing is, then they make
their money.
They do. And they make it even harder because when you, okay, fine, you can change the default browser. You say you're done. Windows 11 here is also making you require you to web relate the file extensions. So HTTP, HTTPS, you have to go in and they're making you relate the file extensions in order for Chrome to actually take over. So it's a really contentious setup right now. And if you're falling into that, just know, not a lot of people are going to be like, I'm not using Edge. That's fine. Edge is a decent browser, but this is just a little bit too desperate. I don't really understand what their game here is. Just fun. It's more of a funny thing to see how oddly aggressive they are with this. I don't know if it's just stupid, but I wanted to clean those two things up. Ken asked, what does the extension do exactly, Jeff? So the overlay extension, Ken must know what the extension does, or does Ken use, no, he's not using it.
No, I mean, you can use it in Ecamm.
Right.
You can use it in vMix. You can use it anywhere, but it doesn't mean that people do.
Yeah, that's true. So essentially, I don't really have a way. I could, I can desktop it right here maybe and kind of run it that way. So what we do in chat to bring that into our chat input, the extension then allows us to go in and get this overlay URL up here. And then we can double click this, copy it, and then we paste it into our chat input. So we're getting the right chat into tonight's stream. And so without that, we're not going to have chat. So that's really all it does. But without it, you can't get this overlay. You can't get this. Right. I mean, you can't.
So 6 months ago, when I was looking everywhere for it, you couldn't find it because it didn't exist.
Right.
And then it finally came out about 5 months ago. I actually did a live stream on this, and I did a video on this. And the live chat overlay is great because if you have OBS, you weren't able to pull up the chat from YouTube. And so now it's like incredible. And so and what's really cool is that Jeff has a certain color. I have a certain color for my chat. Any color we can change the color to match whatever you're using.
Right.
And you can use that also. So all you do is you bring it in as a browser, browser overlay, and then you bring it into OBS, you bring it into Ecamm, or you bring it into vMix, and you can use that for chat. And the reason I like to use it, because I don't think Jeff's ever even tried vMix. What's that called? vMix what? Social.
I've been in it. I haven't tried. I haven't really worked on it. No, I've been in it to test around and look at it.
It's a little clunky.
I thought it was clunky. Yeah.
Some things that are really good because you can have like someone else save questions on the side and then feed them to you.
That's pretty cool.
And so in that kind of way, it's really cool. But,
yeah, that's pretty cool.
In a production type of way.
Yep.
But for what we want to use, the simplicity of this is just great. So
I agree.
I like it a lot.
It works really well. And so I was stuck. That was the only thing, Ken, in not being able to just get out of Chrome as much as I could and move into Vivaldi, which I think is the best browser out there for security, for feature sets, for, all that stuff. And so I wanted to move into there full time, and now I can.
Right. You know what's another benefit though, Jeff, of using that extension?
What's that?
You don't miss anything.
Yeah,
like
it's true.
Other people who use like vMix or Ecamm, I see them miss super chats all the time. And if you don't have a super chat alert,
right,
they don't come up. So the great thing is, since we have our own chat open and we can control right in the main chat of YouTube different types of things also ourselves, it also lets you see everything that comes up. And that's a good way to keep a handle and not miss things. Yeah,
especially as a solo stream, you get a really big, the details are there and you don't miss them. Ken, I like Brave a lot. It's just short on feature sets. that I like, but I think if you just use a general browser for general browser, I use it for web development and other things as well. And I'm into productivity, and I feel like nothing is more productive than Vivaldi and their feature sets. And I like the ability to really manage my tab stacks and the native tiling of pages. So all those things that we covered in note taking, but Brave is nice and Brave is secure, and you can't lose with it. You know, if you're happy with the server set, then the feature set, you're in good shape. I had to laugh because Paul Brian says I had to use Edge today, and I thought of you. Well, I don't know what you thought. You either thought, well, that guy knows what he's talking about. That guy's a real dopey monkey. I mean, I'm not really sure what you came up with. You may have just had to browse up the weather. So, Ken says you don't have that problem with Mac. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. Maybe he's speaking to security, but we should have a talk about that because Log4 is really crapping all over Macs right now, the Log4 malware, more than anything. So, I mean, I don't, again, I think Mac people always think they don't get hit, but they do. But it's that thing we talked about. They don't get hit as much because they're not as desirable. It's not that they can't get hit, but.
Right.
Roxanne says, do you guys declutter your computers, electronics, contacts every year like a spring cleaning? That's a really interesting question.
Way more than once a year.
I guess I'm not sure what declutter means. I mean, I almost once a year will rebuild my system completely. I don't really mess around like decluttering like going into contacts, or what was the other one she threw out here? Contacts, electronics. I mean, I think you cleaning that out, you should be, if you have computers, you should use the air spray, clean out those fans, for example, is a great idea.
Right.
That's something that people can really do to really help your fans and your processing power of your computers. Get in there with a little air spray and clean that out.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't go to that level, but I do some management on the hardware end of it.
Yeah. I keep things on the up and up all the time. Like I just don't keep things that are going to sit there for no reason. I'll usually put them off to an external hard drive a few times a year, like, cause the videos, it takes up a lot of room. So I try to keep it pretty low level, and same with my phone. Like I just get rid of stuff before it even gets close to even maxing out. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Because
my wife waits to the very end.
That's the problem. I think, what you don't realize a lot of times, people, is that like especially if you have two drives, but if you only have one drive on a computer and you start, especially the SSD drives, and you start pounding those things past 50%, you're starting to see already a degradation. So they just don't do well. You really, the joke of that is I have a terabyte. Yeah. Joke of it is you start pushing past a half a terabyte on those drives, you start to see diminishing returns of the drive. Now that may not be a matter to you unless you're into certain things, but just beware. That is a thing. That's why a lot of people like to keep the OS really kind of on the up and up under it, and then use a secondary drive to, throw other things on, maybe apps even, certainly content.
And plus, all drives are not created equal.
They are not.
Some of them you'll see a decent slowdown, and other ones, are 5 times faster. So
that's the truth. Yeah, I mean, you may not like Vivaldi. It's free. Check it out. Watch it. You might want to watch a video on it. But if you go in the settings, you're going to find just endless tweaks that you can make, endless things you can do. Last week we kind of ran through it. If you want to check out the very beginning of that stream, I did a little bit of a quick demo on that, just to get you moving on what those feature sets are. I'd be curious to know. Brian wants to know, do you guys do New Year resolutions? Oh boy. What's one thing you want to improve on next year with streaming? I'll let you go first. Because you're the guest.
Into that maybe at the end of the year. I don't want, because
well, you could just lightly touch. Well, to answer the question generically, do you do your New Year's resolutions? Maybe if you don't want to lay out. Not usually. Okay.
No, because it's not like I have new resolutions generally. They're kind of like the same thought process, but it's not like I sit there and I'm going to change this year with this, and this. It's like, I'm not really like that.
Windows blocking the browsers, just picking against. Well, Windows isn't doing it, but I mean, they're not blocking it, but Microsoft is being a little goofy with the Edge browser, trying to not let you install it without giving you a couple small, text notices. They're not blocking it, but it's just one of those things where I think some people might be going, "What? Whoa, is this a problem?" I think it's a little bit pathetic. They're going to change it. They're going to stop doing that because they just took so much heat, but it's going to take a minute to get that all back. Good night, Darlene. She's got a doctor appointment in the morning. We're going to be bailing in a minute too, but we want to say good night to you before you head out.
Hi, Darlene.
Rodrigo says the caveat with web dev is that you still have to test your pages using all the major browsers for maximum compatibility. Yeah. Yes and no. So many of the browsers are using the same engine to render. So Chromium is used by all your major ones, except for basically Firefox and Safari. Safari uses WebKit. Firefox is using Quantum Engine. But Edge, Vivaldi, Opera, Brave, I think DuckDuck, they all still use the Chromium renderer. So that doesn't mean they're using Chrome. I mean, they're all using the open source Chromium render. That's what makes the page paint through your HTML5 or whatever you're pulling up. So they're all using the same thing. Then what they do is just skin it with their company's essentially feature sets that allow you to do certain things or not certain things, or how they're going to grab your data. And so that's where now that's the augmented level of service. We're actually losing out. That's the concern. We're losing out on competition in web page renders. And a lot of people are a little unnerved by that. And so I kind of agree that that competition was good. So speaking as a web developer, you do look, I have a couple, you can pull up different web pages and emulate them. I won't go through all of them. I'll use Safari, Chrome, Firefox. I'll go through the big ones. Edge, even though most of them at this point, Safari does give you a little bit of hiccups, but now they're really good at it. They used to be terrible at it. So it's not as big of a deal. The problem mostly though, I'll be honest with you, is you're not so much worried about the browsers as you are worried about having to deal with desktops. Big TVs now are pulling up websites, and down to small phones and tablets. And they all render that stuff fluidity, oddly different. And so you are constantly chasing that dragon. It's a thing. Ken says, no brainer. That's why I'm an OS guy, Linux admin. Don't like the dev. Yeah, I liked Linux, but I just could never sit into it very long. Stuart, how you doing? Thanks for being awesome, y'all.
Hi,
Preferred OS nowadays. Oh boy. Preferred? See, that's the thing. I don't know if I prefer it. It's just what I'm using. I guess if you're using it, maybe you prefer it. So I guess Windows 10, I'm going to put off Windows 11 till probably at least spring, I think. Although one of my computers is testing Windows 11 right now, and it's fine. I don't know. I mean,
I was happy with my Mac for as long as
Mac.
I had it for almost 10 years.
But then if you get into gaming or you're doing other things, or you don't want to be locked into that ecosystem because of the cost, then Windows became the preferred gateway. And so it's not, I don't think it's necessarily a better OS. I think it's a better OS for my path. But I have nothing to, I think Mac's OSs are great.
There's no one gaming with the Mac.
No.
And then there's be it whatever you want to think, that if you're running a new AMD with a new GTX card, its production is higher than the M1. So is it comparable? Yeah, in most cases, not in gaming cases, but in most cases. But it's still you get a GTX, you get an RTX 360, and you get a new Ryzen 7 5800 CPU. It's going to be rated higher than the M1 Mac.
That's the thing, right? I think preference comes down so much to your needs. There are some people who are like, I like Mac because, again, there might be an ecosystem vibe here. I like my iPhone and the way it deals with this. Truthfully, the way Microsoft has now developed their new Windows OS, which is pretty much now based for any media, they don't really lock it. Like, I have an OS specific to this or that. Their OS has pretty much now become media planted as well. They're becoming the same thing. In fact, Windows 11 is a joke because when you look at Windows 11, which is mostly skinning, the truth of it is, it looks quite like a Mac Pro now on the screen with even the centered icons at the bottom. So it's kind of funny how they kind of start going like this together. Jim says, I recommend, this is always another flashpoint. I recommend everyone have a trailer video for people to see when they first view your channel. Now, it could be a trailer or it could be one of your videos that you've done already. Have something that will engage them, I think is really nice. John's got some videos, for example. I don't know how you pick. Do you just have your latest ones or do you pin one?
I change them.
You change them up. I don't have recorded videos, which I'm going to change really quick here. And I'll probably move my trailer. I think my trailer video I don't know. I'll probably move the trailer video out and maybe put that up. I don't know. That's going to be an interesting discussion point. I think I think having something is valuable if that's what you're trying to do. Stuart is always lurking. You can lurk as much as you want. And don't worry about missing last week, Ken. I just wanted to point that out in case you wanted to go back and look at that first few minutes. We did go through it a little bit, but God, there's so much information probably from people a little more articulate than myself. Arkansas Living, I do industrial programming for a living. Cool. I can fill up a hard drive quick. You can definitely tell when you go too far. That's so true, man. It's true. You can feel it. You can feel it, and you can feel when you haven't done what Roxanne's talking about. You got to clean those hard drives. You got to at least get in there and test them. You got to at least get in there and maintain them. Now, a lot of them have automation for doing that, but you got to maintain them. Make sure, get in there, check those clusters, check
a car.
Yeah, get under the hood for a second. Now the tools are pretty easy. Again,
I want to point out, I always say this, and I just say, like, if you do build your own computers, and I know you probably heard me say this before, but the fact of the matter is, being that I have a PC, I could plan my build to take multiple generations forward CPUs and GPUs and upgrade my system at a lower cost in the long run and have a higher performance throughout at a cheaper rate.
Right.
And then that, along with building my own PCs, then also running vMix where I pay one fee for that and I don't keep on paying. You guys go through 2 years, your costs will be almost triple to mine. And I think of all these things and how they're important to me in the long run. So that's kind of like the way I operate. I always want to try to keep my overhead as least as possible.
I thought you were going to say that's all I've got to say about that little.
And
there is that is a point. Like if you really like or you are capable, there is something to be able to maintain that. I think you are going to get a longer shelf life out of if you do build a really good computer and you know how to maintain and evolve with it and set it for little future proofing. Man, I've been able to really make things last a long time. So I don't really know. And it's very cost effective comparative to a really good Mac a lot of times.
But
now,
that's,
I don't know. I mean,
I don't know how many people are building their own computers. It's not a super high percentage. So
not a lot anymore. It used to be more, not as much now. So
seemed that way.
It is true. Your refrigerator does have a browser now. It's definitely, everything's going to have a browser.
I'm browsing that fridge often.
Bouger says, I don't want the Windows 11. I kind of like some of the ideas of it, but then I think I went through it last week where I'm like, oh, I really like that they built in natively the tools that I like, which are the screen splitters and tiling and some of these other things. However, in Windows 10, you can just go into the Microsoft Store and for free and quickly just get it loaded on and have that already and not moving to Windows 11 yet. I think Windows 11 seems pretty safe from everything that I've looked at over the last month. But I'd wait. I would definitely wait. I mean, we're going to have to eventually move to 11 because, they're only going to give it maybe a couple of years before they'll stop supporting it. But 10. But it looks all right. It's fine. I don't think it's a huge upgrade. I think it's mostly appearance and a little navigational. There's some cool quick search things I like. So there's some minor little things that are cool. Is it really worth going out and running it? No. I mean, it's free if we already have Windows 10. So, so it is. As far as web dev, it can be a cursing. It's a curse, and it's all. As somebody who's been doing web dev forever, I totally can feel that. No, I'm not a gamer as a Mac guy. No, you're not going to game as a Mac guy. Linux it is then. Hey man, Linux is great. It's efficient. It's awesome. But doesn't really run all the programs I need it to. And so that's kind of a bummer. And I don't have the time to really stay on top of things. But for guys who are really into that, it's a lot of fun. Now, if I was serving anything, it's all going to be Apache on Linux, and that's no doubt. Windows, as far as servers, no way. Bouget says, I have one video, and it's my most watched video over 1,000K. Congrats. That's a lot of views. Nice. That's awesome. And Dow, is that video put on as your highlight? So if people go there, I'm just curious what video you're using for that.
Is it a short? Is it
right?
Long content?
Let us know.
A lot of people forget shorts don't count towards hours.
Yeah, that's always the problem, right?
Just keep that in mind. Yeah. They haven't decided to do that yet. And so that's why always be careful. Like shorts, don't invest this. Like I say invest in it because you never know what can happen, right? So the shorts can blow up and then you can get some subscribers, even though from the majority of everything I've seen, they don't translate to equal subscribers versus views. But I say it's not a bad thing to dip into every little piece that could potentially help you and learn from it anyway. But yeah, the hours, if you're trying to get monetized, that's a thought process of where you spend your time. You have to think about that.
That's a good point. Yeah, she says that it's the video I use for newbie. That's what I thought. Okay. Yeah, because I think I saw that one.
Nice.
That was over 1,000. Congratulations, first of all, and smart on you to put it up there. Yeah, Linux servers beat all, especially, command line interface, but for home use, Linux UIs aren't intuitive. It's just not. And they try with the whole like Red Hat and Ubuntu and all that. People are like, oh, that's cool. It's a little easier GUI, and it's not really giving me what I wanted out of it. So, but yeah, it's all about the Linux. All my servers use that. I'm not going to, I wanted to say one last thing to you, John, because as people get into, I don't know that people are going to run and get graphic cards before Christmas. I don't know if that's a real high demand, but you and I talk about it all the time. And I imagine you saw this, but I thought of you, and it was one thing I just wanted to kind of quickly talk about, just so we had we were in sync on it. And I don't know, does this show up okay?
The TIs?
Yeah. Well,
the TIs are coming out. Is that what you're saying?
It's not about the TIs coming out, but MSI is supposedly they're telling people they're dropping the price of some of their 3000 series. Okay, it sounds good on paper. So I was reading through this, and as we know, there's been a logjam. It's been for several reasons. Of course, the resources just aren't there. There's the issue of the new tariffs that went on the last administration on cards from China. So that didn't probably help things either, because those tariffs drive prices up. But so they're talking about how they're going to reduce. They're going to reduce their prices by almost $180 in the case of the RTX 3080. And those articles from a few days ago.
3050.
Right. And then when you start looking,
3050
with the 3080, well, they're dropping all of them, but they're not by a lot. For example, you're talking $47 to $94. There's more of a bigger story here, which is kind of make me laugh about this article. And the only card that they're not going to see price differences or changes is on the 3090. This probably doesn't mean a whole lot to some people. Obviously, as these numbers go up, they're newer iterations. But the point that I'm laughing,
new ones are $1,000.
Yes. Yeah, $800 more. And so the joke about this is they're going to drop the price 47, but as it's been adequately pointed out, you guys have been raising all the prices on the rest of your components insanely, and you raise the prices on these so much that say you're dropping prices. I don't know. If you raise a product by $300 and you drop it $40, don't troll me and tell me, hey, we're dropping wait, look at us, we're dropping the price. Come on, man. I mean,
the 3060, that the 12 gig one that just came out they're getting about between $800 and $1,000 depending on which one, and that's what you're paying for a 3060, let alone a 3090 or a 3080. And then on top of that, the miners just found out how to increase their mining capabilities with the 3060 by 30%. So now you know that the prices aren't going to go down on those for a long time. And the 3060 12 gig is super capable of just anything that you want to play with. So, I mean, as far as gaming or using for vMix or anything, that would be, or for a high-end graphics in general, that would be perfect for any of us. Above that, I mean, would be even above what we would use probably.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I'm looking next year to get something.
and the
right
3050, they're increasing the CUDA cores on the 3050 by, I think, 30% on that. So the 3050, which is a garbage card, generally, now they're increasing like the CUDA cores, and so it will be a better card, because I think they're just noticing that it has to be this, that everybody is skipping over anything that has a 3050 in it.
They don't even mention it.
I know I did.
They're not even talking about it in this article, which is interesting. No
Yeah,
mention.
Probably didn't bring it up because no one buys it.
No one buys it, so they're just going to let it go. Let's answer this question before we head out, because I want to get John to bed earlier than he's been going to bed. And I really appreciate everybody hanging out. And I'll just save all this fluff and stuff that I had for another time, and that's great. I've enjoyed the process tonight. But Bouger says, how can I beef up my laptop to run editing software so it doesn't freeze and stop on me? So before we can really answer that, what laptop? Is it a Mac? Is it a Windows? The other question I would have is, what editing software are you using? So start with those basics. So drop that in there real quick. We'll start there. I already have some thoughts depending on the answer. While we're waiting on that, I just want to say Lala's here, and I want to say hi, everyone. Coming in super late, have to be on Team Replay again. You know what? That's fine. We're just happy to see you, and that's fine. I mean, you got to be busy with crafting during the Christmas time. So good to see you.
Going on.
Yeah, you got a lot going on. And by the way, I saw the intro with your kids and the Christmas scene. I thought you all looked adorable. I just want to let you know that. Using Windows, that's cool. Okay, so we know that. What's your editing software? Okay, I got the answer. Okay, there we go. So the answer is Windows. You're at DaVinci 17, probably 17.4, which is the latest. And if you can get 17.4 and you haven't, do it. I will say this. It depends a lot on the specs of your computer, of course. So having hard drives that are not HDD would be great. So at least SDD, or if they can pull it off, an M2? What would you say for? I just don't know. It sounds like her computer maybe not brand new, so I'm kind of like, I don't want to go too tech on her and go all do this. But I would say this. First thing you want to do is check. I don't know. Check and see what kind of hard drives you are. Maybe you need to either get off of the hard drives and put a new one in that's a SDD, for example, which is going to speed things up immensely. If that's not possible, you might want to get an extreme SanDisk external that's maybe a USB-C. So, I mean, those are some starting points, and then use that. So your biggest problem is going to be your hard drive to start with, and then RAM. Again, I don't know what your capabilities are to upgrade on your laptop, but most laptops you can beef up your RAM to a maximum level, and so you might be able to find that out. If you want, DM me your laptop or John, your laptop model and make and the specs on that, because that would really kind of help. I will tell you this, with DaVinci, just everything else aside, look into using proxy media in DaVinci, and I might do a video on this because it's not hard.
You have to do that.
I don't all the time, but it makes a huge difference.
Well,
also, they have now, if you go into the playback option in DaVinci, you can set the resolution to half or quarter on playback. That should smooth things out.
That helps a lot. Quite
a bit. So proxy media is huge, though. So if you're really having trouble, and especially if you have a long, heavy video, then you want to run the proxy media. And DaVinci runs that natively really, really well. Okay. Ask people
to go to optimized media and your master settings, and then you go to optimized media and render cache, and then you have to change it to DN HR, high quality, or
It's
SQ.
yeah, I would go to DHNR.
Look it up.
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole
do a set. Yeah, do a search on YouTube. But it's all you got to do is change it, the optimized media. Once you do that, it's gonna have to render out at a lower. It's gonna all be usable just like you want it to be, but it will take some time to change the optimized media. But once you do, you will blow through everything, even if it's high resolution. And you can basically, you would be surprised. I mean, I saw a guy doing it because I looked this up a while ago, because this comes up a lot for people that want to use DaVinci, but won't because they're afraid that it's going to bog everything down. He was using 4K on a computer that was like 8 years old. So
I mean, there are people who've moved over from Premiere just because of the way they handle proxy media. It's really done well in DaVinci. And so, it used to be a lot more, when you had to optimize and do it, there was a lot more fiddling around. Now it's just baked in. And all it's doing is creating a smaller version at high resolution for you that you can run, as John's saying, and it's optimized. And then when you render out, it will pull your original stuff and bake that out for the final video. It's a little bit too complex for this particular moment, but that's the gist of it. But, starting with good components, decent amount of RAM, like I always, minimum 16 gigabytes of RAM, have an SSD hard drive. That's always big. If you can get away with that, that's where you'd want to start with some of the hardware. A good graphical card. Now you're locked in with the laptop, so that's a little bit of a thing, and that's fine. You can move past that because DaVinci does handle the proxy media very well. Now, from a rendering, 17.4, they introduced the H.265 encoder. So when you render out, you'll see tests. People have done it. I've seen it myself. You can render about 5 times faster video for output using that as opposed to H.264. So that used to be only in the studio version. And now that they brought that down to the free version, which has been a godsend. And so there's some things like that, but it sounds like to me it's your editing. Also, if you're using a lot of titles and things like that, you'll find if they're using Fusion. So titles can be problematic. So sometimes if you have your titles, you can just go in and click on that track and click the letter D. Will disable them. If you don't, and that just turns them off for a second. And then, when you need to go back and edit them, just go back to click it and click D. So there are some tricks. Maybe, again, if you're running into problems and we can get more information on there, I mean, it can really make a big difference. That's a big question, but I don't even know if we're putting you in the right direction. It's a big question because it's hardware related.
Oh, no,
it's approach related. And it's, I think you got the right components here to make this work. So, let's give that a try. But, I'd love to do more on that. I really should maybe break that down and do some videos. Honestly, I love that concept. I like that discussion point. That's one simple solution that I struggled for a while. Dropping the playback res is absolutely life-saving. You're right. I mean, that takes care of a lot of it. I would actually start with it. I would just go back into I can't remember where it's at because I don't have it up. I don't know if it's in the view and playback, and then you just change the playback resolution to a half. Half is usually almost enough, or a quarter resolution. And I'm telling you, and then when you want to view it back into, you just go back and drag it and slick it back to the original one. And you are right, or I could go, that alone saves you. If you don't need it to be high resolution as you're editing, that alone is a quick, easy back and forth. So I would actually start there myself into the playback resolution option. And I'm sorry I don't have that handy on me. I wish I did. I should have my thing up when I do this, but I don't. Ken says I use proxy.
Definitely set her on the right path.
Yeah, I think that's a good path to start with. I'll send you an email and you all sound like the Peanuts teacher right now. I know that was a lot of gobbledygook. Wah, 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 wah. I totally understand that. And I think the reason is because our minds are firing in 10 different directions that sometimes it's also hard to assimilate. But you know what? Send me an email. Let's get the basics down. Okay, we'll just start with the basics, maybe the playback resolution, and we'll walk our way through more and more steps as we go. I'd happy to help you out because I love that stuff, so it'd be fun for me too. And so, yeah, just go to my About if you need to and click the email and send me an email. And that's pretty much it. It's 10 o'clock on the nose, and I want to let us end on a high note. I want to say to John, I love that. What is it? Snapcam? Is that what that is?
Yes,
that was a lot of fun.
Snapcam.
I'm going to have to go out and get me Snapcam for Thursday, come up with some nice stuff for you. I'll never be as funny because, quite honestly, whatever you're doing behind the Snapcam is absolutely hilarious. But that first 20, 30 minutes of the show was beautiful. Oh no, we've lost you into, it's like you're in the Twilight series of vampires in a chilly area of Alaska now. I really worry that a werewolf is going to jump up and kind of do a Christmas nugget on you. Exactly. It's kind of Halloween meets Christmas. But it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. It's a lot of fun, though. I'm so glad you brought that tonight because, I mean, I had stuff that we were going to talk about, but I actually think this was a lot of fun and kind of a good way to vent. Next Tuesday, you know what? I'm going to keep my stream for next Tuesday, but it's going to be probably an hour, and it's just going to be probably bouncing things off of each other, having some fun stuff. Maybe I'll bring something extra, but you know, we're just going to bounce off, have fun, end the year, move on, and then John, you can let us know what you're going to do. Shooting in 4K and editing in 10p can really help out. Yeah, if you're doing 4K, edit that in 1080. Yep, I totally agree. There's a lot of tricks, so it just depends. And we might want to get a couple voices in here on this eventually, but let's get that figured out. Playback resolution, try it out. I'm telling you, that's the first thing I would go after. It is Sleepy Holly mood. So, John, thank you. I'm glad you got the cookies. I'm glad you enjoy them. They were for your beautiful family. I'm so grateful to have met you, Danielle, and your amazing son, who I think he's such a gentleman. He's so joyful to watch on when he hangs out with you, and so I appreciate that, and I look forward to hanging out with you in a couple of days and on Thursday night. I think that'll be fun. Great stream for chat because you are obviously a huge part of this. John brought the fun and you went with it, and we decided to just basically throw all the tech kind of out except for the questions. And you know what? That's been a big joy and a lot of fun for me. I really needed it too. I needed the laugh and like all of you, and I needed everybody. It's that time of year. It's that time of year. And as I always tell people, and I said last week, I just love looking. I have chat right here, and that's why I look off to the side like a booby hatch sometimes, but I feel so welcomed in my own chat. And that means a lot to me, that we've come a long way. So I really appreciate that. If you have any questions, find John and I. John, you have any parting shots you want to take here? Any thoughts?
No, just going with the flow because I think this is what we got to do.
We love you too, Annie.
Just have some fun. And then
highlights of 2020.
I'm excited to see you guys on Thursday. Anybody wants to stop in? We'll do starting at our usual time, 9:00 Eastern time.
That's right. So, I thought, you know what? Let's put it. It's lovely. Love you guys. Highlight of 2021. Thank you so much. That means a lot to us. Great stream, Ken. Thank you. That means a lot. Obviously, coming from you, I know that you've been doing this a while.
Yeah, thanks, Ken. Ken's a great guy.
Somebody let Knowns picking where to head to next. They've got to do their little group run. Brian, you're awesome as well, and you're such a big part of everything, and so much appreciated. Again, thank you for the great questions. Brian always drops some great questions. I always love landing those cues on us. Congrats again.
And that's
now
kind of like what we're going to do.
Thank you.
That's kind of what we're going to do with Brian as he comes into our streams. Just simple little things that we can have fun with that he can just drop, and we could talk about it for a little bit, and that's it. Yeah, I think it's going to be cool. I think maybe one time we'll do it on your stream a month, one time we'll do it on mine, and then what we'll do is bring these guys in like a guest, and like a quick hitting guest. Open the door, have them come in, do a little bit, and then you got to push them out the door then, because Brian will sit there and eat all your cookies. He'll start drinking all your booze. It's he gets a little Cato on you. So no, I'm kidding, Brian. I was talking to both of them today, and I just was stressing the point that I want them to know it's for them to have fun. Yeah. And that's talk, a great point. And not take up their whole night. Right. So it's not to have more pressure on them and more stress. It's come on here. You want to drop a little something for 10 minutes, 5 minutes, talk about it for another 20.
Show us what you're doing. Show us a little clip of a video you're doing, or an idea if you want, or just an idea of this.
What did you learn this week?
This is a thing you learned. Come on here, drop that. get comfortable with everything, and build one small piece at a time at your pace, and let's have fun. Let's all learn, and let's kind of integrate a little bit more of the skills. So we have so much skills sitting in chat, throwing out some amazing stuff, and it's all important. But again, nothing is more important than having good people laughing and having a good time and bringing the energy. And let me tell you,
and then
John and I are not.
I think after
you're not fooling us. We see
what?
You. Well, it's not lost on us when we see 20 happy people having a good time.
Oh no, not at all.
What I mean? We love
And
that. So yeah.
We do also have other people in here like Ken, the content coach, who's this is his second channel that he's working on, and he already has a monetized first channel. The thing with Ken is eventually, I haven't said anything or reached out, but also with Dan, because Dan was on my stream earlier this year, and we didn't sit there and talk about beards, even though Dan C is a bearded guy, right? Mm-hmm. And his channel's about beards and whatever. I want to talk to Ken and I want to talk to Dan about some of the business sides of YouTube, because really this is what people want to hear. Like being a smaller YouTuber, what is the outlook? What can we achieve? Where can we go? Because I'm in that right now. Then you can take a look at a guy like Dan, if he's kind enough to spend 20 minutes on or whatever and drop some nuggets. I would have some interesting questions to ask him, because I'm not going to ask, the huge probably. So I'm interested in what they have to say, because both of them and other people in here and you and me talk about this stuff. And I think it doesn't get talked enough about how small you can be, the potential things that can happen even from a small YouTuber, and how to really ride those waves. And so I think the next couple months coming up, we're going to hopefully be able to reach out to some people and get some things going and talk about it.
I look forward to that. That'd be fun. There's a lot of things we can do in the new year that is going to be quite a bit of fun. And so, and on that, sometime you and I got to talk about the old coffee mug kind of thing to give away or whatever we might do, maybe not do. I wanted to say hi to Dr. Rob because we are wrapping up, and he dropped in. So nice to say howdy and give us a cowboy hat. It means a lot to us.
Hi, Dr. Rob.
I love all you guys. So you know what? I'll sit here all night if I don't say goodnight. So John, you got any? You got any? I know you.
Don't ask me again. Are you crazy?
I want some. Can you give us the reindeer for a second? Can you give us
you want
the
to
reindeer?
Give you?
Come on, give everybody
the ears.
Yeah, I need the reindeer. That was just a great.
I already got rid of it.
Why?
I got rid of it.
I just, it's so disappointing.
Because I figured I was going to use it Thursday, so I'll wait till Thursday.
Oh, I see. Okay, it's all about you now and your stream. Okay,
I want to use it all up in one night, bro.
I'm coming with some stuff you've never seen before on Thursday. I'm gonna get all Snapcam up and just. I don't know
about time.
I know, it's about time.
I'm only kidding.
All right, everybody. I hope you have a great.
It's just my way.
You just be quiet. It is your way. It's so you. All right, everybody. Again, thank you so much. We're out of here. I will see you guys on Thursday on Coffee Talk and Tech, 9 p.m. Eastern.
Did you say thank you to Cashew?
I thought it was understood. That's my way of trying to walk that back.
She took care of some funny business tonight.
I saw the funny business. I saw the give me a donation thing. Thank you for taking care of that. And it is true. I can't believe I did not overtly thank Cashew for the immense moderating she's doing tonight.
But it's looking out for us.
Yeah, it's more than people know with like pro moderators. They're not just keeping people out. They're also they're in there welcoming people. They're in there dropping links. They're doing some amazing things, and I just love that. And even Ruxin herself is, she's getting in there, and I just love that. I see teamwork's in there, and I think
we see everything.
It's not unnoticed. Okay, it's not unnoticed, but it needs to be said.
My mom's saying hit the like button.
Marlene's in there like hit the like button, get it going. Of course, she's only the one doing that because she wants the doorbell done. That's the only reason.
This is what I'm going to do every time. I'm going to come in. My wife's going to drop something about what she wants done around the house. And then if we get 50 likes next week, I got to do something else. Yeah. Because right now you got 41 likes out of the gate by me doing a doorbell thing. So
I know. It's like
coffee on Thursday.
It's like I'll send you a coffee. I'm
only kidding. You sent me so much stuff this week. Look at all this stuff.
Did you eat all those cookies tonight? Really? That's awesome.
Well, I ate some. Let's just say.
You threw the other ones away? Okay. I could tell my wife.
No. Oh, the little brown ones that are like chocolatey.
The Ritz crackers with caramel, real melted.
No, not those.
Oh, the snow caps. Snow caps are like a cookie thing, and then we put kisses inside them, and then we put powdered sugar on them. They're called snow caps.
That's it. Yes,
I love those.
Love them.
We love them with coffee.
Yeah,
I love them with milk. They're just a popper.
Yep.
I'm glad you said that because they are my favorites too. And I'm like, you always got to do there for sure. That's so funny you said that.
That was great. That was really nice of you and your wife. We appreciate that.
Well, we're just so happy to do it. So I'm just glad it got there and everything was safe and sound. And I can't believe we got 41 likes on here.
Nick H, thanks for coming in. And
I saw Nick coming
everyone
here.
who stopped in, said hi, nose picking, TH2. I mean, Jay, you got some great people checking
I know.
out.
They're wonderful people. Nose picking and TH2 are just crazy. I'm honored to have them in here. It means a lot. And I just love that they're in here and having fun. And I hope the trees are flying out. Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, maybe I'll do like, if you guys give John 41 likes on Thursday, maybe I'll fix my toilet or something like that. And then I'll fix my garage door or something like that or whatever. Yeah. There's no pressure, to get monetized is building up now. Yeah. Boy, they're hitting the subject right at the end, aren't they? They're trying to really make me all crazy and get on that monetized nervous train.
No, but listen, there's not anybody in this stream. Okay. Well, maybe a few. Okay. But just there's a lot of people here in general that would like to hit those strides. Yeah. And honestly, hang around with the right people, pick up what's going down, put yourself around successful people and motivated people. And if you're not one of the smartest people in the room, that's a good thing because generally you're learning something. If you find out that you're the smartest guy there, you need to step up what you're learning because you always got to up your ante and keep on learning and striving. And so I hope that people think about these things because I want to see you guys reach your goals.
Everybody.
Really
that's the whole there's room for all of us to succeed. And actually we're all going to seek better as we kind of help each other out. And John, you make a good point. I was going to mention next week and I won't get into tonight, but I would just say, if I was to look ahead, talking about Brian's question about resolutions, what I want out of 20, I would just say in a macro sense. I won't say what right now my goals are because I have a bunch written down and some things I want to do, and we'll talk about it at some point. But that said, what I can say is I do feel looking around me, the people that I've set up around me and I've been fortunate enough and grateful to meet, I am feeling set up for success. I just got to carry the ball a little bit, but I do feel with all you looking around here and looking, of course, across the screen at you and some other people behind the scenes that I've been grateful to meet. I do feel set up for success going into 2022. So I love that. I hope other people feel that way. And so if not, let's get together and get that all worked out. So, I saw someone here talking about mods and arrays. Look, we feed them once a week. I think that's plenty. I mean, I'm constantly walking the mods. I love Cashew because you could tell people who've just seen everything from every angle, right? This joke, we only need 690 for, I mean, I got a couple minutes. We can hang out and just pump 690. That is really funny. I just love that. Get your Christmas tree. I have a hard time because these are really funny, and all I want to do is hang out and chat and just kind of be an idiot with you people, but I can't. And John needs to go to bed. So, all right. Love you guys. We will see you next Tuesday. I hope. Don't use me as an excuse. Huh? I'm using you as an excuse. Don't use me as an excuse. It's 10:15. Let's get you to bed. He hates that. He does not. Because he will go to a 1 a.m. to make that work. But the truth is, I'm using me as an excuse. I have to get up early. But I wanted to throw it onto John. I'm like, John's a real hard worker. He's got to get up. I've done a few 5-hour streams in my past year. I have too. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe this is my 90th stream of the year. Yeah, because we've done 65 after the weekend, and just adding it all up. So, and then you've done a whole bunch on your own. My 90th of the year. It's incredible. So, and there've been not short ones. That's saying a lot. Yeah, Nick, come over here and tuck your boy to bed. Give him that little Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
come on.
I'm
Have a
all
little
about
courtesy.
you know. I look. It's not like the 1K thing is not on my mind. It is, and we got a plan. But part of the plan right now is just get comfortable with community. Boy, we've hit a home run on that, and John and I are really in sync going forward, and so I'm excited.
Yeah.
So, I'm seriously going to
just
go ahead.
really quick. You
Yep.
guys asked me like Jeff. You said, "Give me something quick." Okay, I will.
Okay.
Listen, I've said it already this past week. Is I absolutely need to make more videos. My wife talked to me today. She's like, "Listen,
Yeah.
you know what you need to do is you need to make more videos." And don't get mad at me from saying this. I'm just like, Danielle, I say this all the time. And I am stuck in a little bit of a rut because there's so much going on with so many other things, right? And so it just feels like hard to get started with something that I need to take on, because once I start it, I want it to be smooth and work. And so I you guys only see what I let you see, right? But I need to have my studio set up a little bit more production wise.
Yeah.
The way my closet works, the way
Ditto.
my charging gear is and where it's set up, and have things that I can grab quickly and not living out of some of the boxes that I'm still been moving
Tripping on
from
things
in a year.
Ugh.
Yeah. And my garage needs to be set up in the fashion where it can be executed. Everything can be executed quickly also. But my goal is to do a lot more videos, because that is what's been holding me back. If I were doing videos as much as I've been live streaming in the last 6 months, I would probably be closer to 2,000 subs at this point right now. So I just,
Yeah.
you need to do both. And I've been doing a lot of streaming, and so we'll get there.
It's going to happen. I think you're
Thanks,
set up.
Sammy.
Like, I feel like at the end of the year here, we both have a huge understanding of what's going on here behind the scenes, what has to be done. But, building a wonderful community is not easy, even a small, tidy one. But for us, this is huge
absolutely.
and amazing. And Sammy, I know you're here. I see you, brother. And you showed up when we were trying to go to bed, but like 10 hours ago. And we can't ever seem to get it out. But yeah, everybody, get some lipstick Snapcam filters purchased. Let's do it now.
You guys
let's
love
get that.
that.
Well, we love it. We can't help it, John. We love it, and we love you.
And maybe
Truthfully-
Thursday I'll find a little.
Yeah,
lipstick.
find some lipstick ones. I don't know why you're hiding. Don't hold back. Let's get you come up with some lipstick
I'll have
ones.
to try to find
I'll
it.
find something with some really good eyeshadow stuff. We'll have us a wonderful night. Maybe I'll find a little Bambi one myself. Yeah, we're going to bed, but truthfully, I do it.
And I'm going to do it.
He's going to do
I'm going
it.
to reach my goals next year.
You're going to reach your goals. You reached your goals this year. So stop acting like, you did not reach your goals. But it would have been really hard for you to pump those videos out while you're making this huge push and grind and all this live streaming with this idiot across the states. And, you're doing all this stuff that you did yeoman's work like that. And you did really good. So yeah, I don't know that I'm going to wake up to 1,000, but we'll make it happen. So I love the enthusiasm, Rodrigo. I just love I love the energy. Okay. And it does help me a lot. I'm a person who needs that energy, and I'm insecure like everybody else. So, I do adore all of you. I say that a lot of people say they love people. Okay. I can love you, but I adore you. I just adore everything about what happens here. And, it means a lot to me. I'm a very sensitive person, honestly. John knows it. We make fun of it at times, but it's just who I am. And I do wear it more on my sleeves, and I don't care. That's just who I am. And so it means a lot to me to see you all here tonight on the holidays, and you stuck around and you put so much into the chat tonight. And, that means a lot to me. So I'm going to say good night. You all have a wonderful night, and I will see you on Thursday.
Am I going too, or am I staying?
You're the hell out of here, bro. You're gone. See you later, bro.
Jesus. Bye, guys.